They told her she wasn't pretty enough, soft enough, or ordinary enough for Hollywood. Angelica Houston proved them all wrong, and in doing so, changed the game forever. The Hollywood mold before Houston. Before Angelica Houston left her mark, Hollywood's leading ladies fit into a tightly controlled image. Studios set strict standards for femininity. Blonde hair, flawless skin, petite frames, and perfectly symmetrical features. Stars like Grace Kelly and Audrey Hepburn embodied these ideals. Elegant, graceful, and composed, they were cast as romantic interests, homemakers, or damsels in distress. Their roles rarely offered depth or independence. Studio executives held all the power. They dictated every detail of an actress's life. Contracts demanded strict diets and beauty routines. Marilyn Monroe's rise in the 1950s highlighted this obsession. Her platinum hair, soft voice, and fragile image weren't natural. They were carefully crafted by studio handlers. Behind the glamorous facade, actresses endured relentless pressure, invasive scrutiny, and the constant threat of being replaced by someone younger, thinner, or blonder. Those who didn't fit the mold were sidelined or given minor roles. The films reinforced these ideals. Audrey Hepburn's Breakfast at Tiffany's, 1961, gave viewers a quirky, rebellious woman. Yet Holly Golightly's rough edges were softened to appeal to mainstream audiences. Actresses like Elizabeth Taylor and Vivien Leigh took on more complex characters, but even their roles were sanitized to align with societal norms. Hollywood rewarded conformity and punished rebellion. Some women refused to stay in the box. Bette Davis and Katharine Hepburn were unapologetically bold, often clashing with studio bosses. Davis even sued Warner Brothers to fight for better roles, a move that earned her the label of difficult. Hepburn's androgynous style and assertive attitude brought constant criticism, yet their talent kept them in the spotlight, forcing Hollywood to make room for their defiance. By the 1970s, cracks began to appear in this rigid system. The counterculture and second-wave feminism demanded more authentic storytelling. Audiences wanted realism, but the change was slow. Actresses were still expected to meet impossible standards. Then came Houston, a presence so distinct she would challenge Hollywood's idea of the perfect leading lady. Born into Hollywood royalty, Angelica Houston entered the world surrounded by artistry and chaos. Born in 1951, she was the daughter of renowned filmmaker John Huston and ballerina Enrica Soma. From the beginning, her life was anything but ordinary. The family's time was split between California, New York, and a sprawling estate in Galway, Ireland. The Irish estate wasn't just a home, it was a cultural hub. Artists, writers, and actors gathered there, creating an atmosphere brimming with creativity. Marlon Brando, Pablo Picasso, and Ernest Hemingway were frequent visitors, their larger-than-life personalities shaping Houston's worldview. She grew up listening to their conversations, absorbing their ideas, and learning to navigate the intense energy of these towering figures. Her father, John Huston, was a force of nature, known for directing cinematic landmarks like The Maltese Falcon, 1941, and The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, 1948. He was a genius, but also a volatile presence. John was deeply committed to storytelling and the arts, but he demanded excellence. His expectations often bordered on perfectionism, creating a relationship filled with both inspiration and tension. Houston later admitted that her father's brilliance both captivated and intimidated her. His fiery temper left its mark, shaping her lifelong struggles with seeking approval while forging her independence. Her mother, Enrica Soma, provided a different kind of influence. As a ballerina, Soma embodied elegance and grace. Unlike John's intensity, Soma's presence was calming and nurturing. She introduced Houston to the beauty of movement and artistry without the sharp edges of her father's critiques. Tragically, Soma's life was cut short in a car accident in 1969. Houston was only 18 at the time. The loss devastated her, leaving her to navigate early adulthood with a heavy burden of grief. It was a turning point that forced her to grow up quickly and confront the fragility of life. In her late teens, Houston began searching for her own identity. She moved to London and found herself drawn to the world of high fashion. Her striking, unconventional beauty made her a standout in the industry. Houston appeared in Vogue and collaborated with legendary photographers like Richard Avedon. She quickly became a muse for the fashion elite. Yet, the industry's relentless focus on physical perfection left her disillusioned. The obsession with appearances felt shallow and constraining, echoing the rigid standards she had seen in Hollywood. This disillusionment pushed Houston to reevaluate her path. She began noticing parallels between the modeling world and the entertainment industry she had grown up around. Both demanded conformity. Both valued image over substance. For Houston, this realization became a turning point. She decided to leave modeling behind and return to acting. This time, however, she approached it with a new resolve. She wouldn't rely on her family name or connections. Houston wanted to make her mark on her own terms. Early struggles and modeling career. At 18, Anjelica Huston made her acting debut in A Walk with Love and Death, 1969. Directed by her father, John Huston, it seemed like a perfect launchpad into stardom. Instead, it became a humbling experience. Critics panned the film, calling it uneven and uninspired. Huston's performance didn't fare much better. She later admitted, "I was out of my depth," likening the experience to playing dress-up rather than serious acting. The failure stung, but it made one thing clear: she couldn't rely on her father's name to define her career. Huston turned to modeling, where she quickly made an impact. By the early 1970s, her striking and unconventional beauty drew the attention of the fashion elite. Her sharp cheekbones, piercing eyes, and statuesque frame set her apart in an industry dominated by soft, traditional beauty. Celebrated photographers like Helmut Newton and Bob Richardson captured her distinctive look, which was often described as powerful and androgynous. Huston's unique presence aligned perfectly with the avant-garde trends of the era. She became a favorite of Vogue and worked with top designers like Halston. Her face appeared on countless runways and in high-fashion editorials. Despite her success, the modeling world left her unsatisfied. Its focus on physical perfection felt hollow. Years later, she reflected, "It was just another form of the same thing." The superficiality reminded her of Hollywood's rigid standards. Both industries seemed obsessed with surfaces, leaving little room for depth or individuality. In the late 1970s, Huston moved to New York City. There, everything changed. Immersing herself in the city's vibrant art scene, she found inspiration among visionaries like Andy Warhol and the eclectic crowd at Studio 54. The city's energy was intoxicating. It offered freedom, creativity, and a stark contrast to the controlled world she had known in Hollywood and fashion. New York reignited her passion for acting, but this time she approached it on her own terms. A defining role. By the early 1980s, Anjelica Huston was ready to act again. This time, she had a plan. She wanted roles that pushed her, ones that made an impact. Her comeback began with a supporting part in The Postman Always Rings Twice, 1981. The film, a remake of the classic noir, starred Jack Nicholson and Jessica Lange. Huston played Madge, a fiercely independent woman. The role was small, but Huston made it unforgettable. Madge wasn't meant to be a standout character. Huston changed that. She gave the role depth and defiance. Critics took notice. They called her performance raw and unfiltered. Even among the bigger stars, Huston's intensity stood out. She didn't fit Hollywood's polished image of leading ladies. Instead, she brought an edge, something authentic and real. Her on-screen energy mirrored her off-screen persona. She didn't charm her way into the spotlight, she commanded it. This film also marked a turning point in Huston's personal life. She and Jack Nicholson had met before, but during The Postman Always Rings Twice, their connection grew. They began a romance that quickly became the talk of Hollywood. Their chemistry was undeniable, but their relationship was anything but smooth. It was fiery, unpredictable, and often dramatic. Huston refused to be overshadowed by Nicholson. She wouldn't let their relationship define her. His magnetic personality didn't eclipse hers. Her independence added to her mystique. She wasn't just someone's girlfriend. She was carving out her own space, both in Hollywood and in life. Her performance in The Postman Always Rings Twice was more than a comeback. It was a statement. Houston wasn't interested in following Hollywood's rules. She wanted to break them. This role gave a glimpse of what was to come. Bigger, bolder roles were on the horizon, and Houston was ready to claim them. Reinvention in Prizzi's honor. Her breakout came in Prizzi's Honor, 1985, a dark mafia comedy directed by her father, John Huston. She played Maros Prizzi, the ambitious daughter of a powerful crime family. Maros wasn't like most female characters of the time. She wasn't sweet or moral. She was cunning, flawed, and unapologetically human. Houston brought the character to life with layers of strength and vulnerability, making her unforgettable. Critics loved her performance. They praised the depth she gave a role that could have been flat. Even with a cast that included Jack Nicholson and Kathleen Turner, Houston stood out. She later said the role helped her explore parts of herself she hadn't shown on screen before. It was a turning point. Her work didn't just earn praise, it made history. Houston won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, becoming the first in her famous family to take home an Oscar. The win was a triumph, but it was also complicated. Houston admitted it felt like a double-edged sword. While the award validated her talent, it also tied her even more closely to her father's legacy. What made her role as Maros so groundbreaking wasn't just how well she played it, it was what the character stood for. Maros broke the mold of a typical leading lady. She wasn't polished or morally righteous. She was manipulative, calculating, and deeply flawed. But she was also captivating. Audiences connected with her because she felt real. The Oscar win didn't just solidify Houston's place in Hollywood. It marked her transformation into a force of her own. She wasn't just John Huston's daughter or Jack Nicholson's partner anymore. The gothic leading lady. In 1991, Angelica Houston took on a role that would redefine her career. Morticia Addams in The Addams Family. Morticia wasn't your typical leading lady. She was dark, mysterious, and unapologetically unique. For Houston, it was a perfect match. Her striking looks and natural presence made her the ideal choice. Morticia was a character who embraced her quirks, and Houston brought her to life in a way that felt authentic and iconic. Playing Morticia wasn't just about acting. Houston underwent a dramatic physical transformation. Heavy prosthetics helped create Morticia's eerie, flawless appearance. Tape was used to lift her eyes, and exaggerated cheekbones gave her a sculptural, almost otherworldly look. Houston described the process as exhausting but rewarding. "It was like wearing a mask," she said. Yet instead of hiding behind the makeup, she used it to enhance Morticia's personality. Her portrayal of Morticia was nuanced and layered. Houston combined deadpan humor with warmth and sensuality. Morticia wasn't just a mother or a wife, she was a force of nature. Her relationship with Gomez Addams, played by Raul Julia, stood out. Their chemistry lit up the screen. Their marriage, filled with passion and mutual respect, broke away from outdated romantic tropes. Morticia and Gomez felt modern, even revolutionary, in how they complemented each other as equals. The film was a hit, and Houston's performance received widespread praise. Audiences adored Morticia, making her a cultural icon. When Addams Family Values 1993 premiered, Houston's Morticia was even more confident and magnetic. Her sharp wit and commanding presence made her a standout in every scene. Morticia became more than just a character. She represented empowerment for anyone who didn't fit Hollywood's narrow expectations. Off-screen persona and public perception. Her life off-screen was as complex as her characters on screen. Her long-term relationship with Jack Nicholson became one of Hollywood's most infamous romances. It spanned the 1970s and 1980s, filled with passion and drama. Their connection was intense, but it was far from peaceful. Nicholson's infidelity caused constant turbulence. Houston, however, refused to be cast as a victim. In her memoir, she called their relationship complicated. She acknowledged their love but didn't shy away from its flaws. Despite the chaos, Houston stayed fiercely independent. She didn't let her romantic life overshadow her work. When the relationship ended in the late 1980s, she emerged stronger. Her image as a resilient, self-assured woman remained intact. Houston's honesty set her apart. In interviews, she was candid about her struggles. She talked openly about battling self-doubt, living under the weight of her father's legacy, and grieving her mother's early death. This vulnerability made her relatable. Fans admired her for speaking her truth in an industry where stars often stayed guarded. Her intelligence and sharp wit only added to her mystique. Her style became another way she expressed herself. Houston chose bold, avant-garde fashion over Hollywood's predictable glam. Designers like Halston, Yves Saint Laurent, and Valentino adored her. She made daring choices look effortless. On red carpets or in fashion shoots, she exuded confidence. Pioneering complex female characters. Anjelica Huston built her career by shattering stereotypes. She chose roles that defied Hollywood's shallow portrayals of women, bringing complexity and depth to every performance. In 1990, she delivered two standout roles that proved her range. In The Witches, 1990, Huston played the Grand High Witch, a villain dripping with menace and theatrical flair. Adapted from Roald Dahl's beloved book, the character could have been a simple antagonist. Huston, however, turned her into something unforgettable. She balanced humor and terror, making the Grand High Witch both captivating and chilling. Scenes like her dramatic unmasking, revealing the grotesque witch underneath, cemented her place as a childhood nightmare for many. The makeup process was grueling, but Huston brought the character to life with charisma and boldness. Fans loved her. Kids feared her. The Grand High Witch became one of her most iconic roles. That same year, Huston delivered a completely different performance in The Grifters. She played Lily Dillon, a con artist with a complicated relationship with her son, portrayed by John Cusack. Lily was manipulative and ruthless, but also deeply vulnerable. Huston's portrayal made her more than just a hardened criminal. She brought layers to the character, showing flashes of love and regret beneath the toughness. Critics called her performance one of her best. It earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress. Huston's acting style wasn't about glamour or charm. She leaned into her character's flaws, contradictions, and raw humanity. This honesty set her apart in an industry obsessed with polished perfection. Directors noticed. Wes Anderson later cast her as the matriarch in The Royal Tenenbaums, 2001, a role that showcased her ability to bring quiet strength to even the quirkiest of stories. Advocacy for women in film. In interviews, Angelica Houston called out double standards, especially the industry's obsession with youth and beauty. Houston criticized how actresses were cast aside as they aged, while male actors kept leading roles well into their later years. "They want you to disappear after 40, she said, exposing one of Hollywood's most glaring inequities. Her advocacy wasn't just talk. Houston actively worked to create opportunities for women in film. She collaborated with groundbreaking directors like Agnès Varda, a pioneer of the French New Wave. Their work together, including the short film 101 Nights, 1995, was part of Houston's broader mission to amplify female voices in a male-dominated industry. She also tackled the issue of pay disparities, speaking out long before it became a widely discussed topic. Years ahead of the Me Too movement and conversations about wage equity, Houston was already pushing for fairness. Her outspokenness wasn't always welcomed. Hollywood labeled her difficult, a word often used to silence women who challenged the system. Houston didn't care. She refused to hold back her critiques, even if it made her unpopular. She believed in pushing for progress no matter the cost. Houston's courage inspired younger actresses to stand up for themselves. Stars like Tilda Swinton and Frances McDormand, known for breaking beauty standards and embracing unconventional roles, followed paths Houston helped pave. Houston's nonconformity. In Ever After, 1998, Angelica Houston played Baroness Rodmilla de Ghent, the wicked stepmother. The role could have been flatly evil or cartoonish, but Houston added depth. She made Rodmilla cruel, yet human. Critics praised her for creating a character that was both detestable and strangely sympathetic. It was a perfect example of how Houston could elevate even the most familiar roles. This commitment to authenticity defined her work. Houston didn't just tell stories on screen, she shared her own through her memoirs. A Story Lately Told, 2013, and Watch Me, 2014, offered raw, unfiltered glimpses into her life. She wrote about growing up in a bohemian Hollywood family, navigating fame, and battling self-doubt. Her openness about her struggles resonated with readers. It reinforced her image as someone who never hid from the truth. Off-screen, Houston continued to challenge industry norms. She stayed true to her bold, distinctive style. Whether in couture or understated elegance, her fashion choices reflected her individuality. She rejected Hollywood's obsession with youth and glamour, showing that authenticity was more powerful than conformity. Houston's refusal to conform didn't just change how people viewed leading ladies. It reshaped the stories Hollywood told. Filmmakers began creating roles with complexity and moral ambiguity. Houston had shown that audiences were ready for characters who felt real, not polished. Actresses like Tilda Swinton and Cate Blanchett followed her lead, taking on roles that celebrated individuality over tradition. Houston proved that being different was an asset, not a weakness. By embracing her uniqueness, she thrived in an industry known for its harshness. Her career opened doors for others, encouraging filmmakers to tell richer, more daring stories. Houston didn't just break the mold, she created a new one. In the puzzling world of the 1960s cinema, amidst psychedelic hues and cultural revolutions, emerged a face that would both captivate and mystify the world. Ewa Aulin. A Swedish siren whose journey from a small town to the dizzying heights of Hollywood reads like a script from the very films she starred in. It was 1968, the year that reshaped Hollywood, when Ewa Aulin, barely 18, stepped into a role that would etch her name in the annals of film history. Candy, a film that flirted with controversy and seduced the era's rebellious spirit, became the vortex that pulled Aulin into a whirlwind of fame. But behind the camera's adoring gaze and the bright lights of stardom lay a path less seen, filled with twists and turns that led to her sudden, almost ghost-like disappearance from the silver screen. As the world moved on, the enigma of Ewa Aulin remained. Was she a comet that burned too bright too fast? Or was there more to the story of the girl who became an icon overnight and then, just as quickly, vanished? This is a journey back in time, a search for the untold story of Ewa Aulin, the star of Candy, whose life off-screen remained shrouded in mystery. What secrets lie behind her enigmatic smile? What truths wait to be uncovered? Join us as we delve into the unseen side of a star who left more questions than answers in her wake. Unraveling Ewa Aulin. In the late 1960s, a young Swedish actress named Ewa Aulin captured the imagination of the film world. Born in 1950 in Landskrona, Sweden, Ewa's journey to stardom was as rapid as it was remarkable. With her ethereal beauty and captivating screen presence, she quickly became a symbol of the era's cinematic revolution. Ewa's early life in Sweden was far removed from the glamour of Hollywood. Growing up in a small town, she was discovered in her teens and soon found herself thrust into the limelight. Her natural talent and striking looks caught the attention of filmmakers, and it wasn't long before she was on her way to becoming an international sensation. Her rise to fame was meteoric. At just 17, Ewa won the title of Miss Teen Sweden, catapulting her into the public eye. This victory opened doors to the world of cinema, leading her to roles that would define her career. Ewa's allure wasn't just in her physical appearance, it was her ability to convey depth and emotion on screen that set her apart. However, the path to fame is often fraught with challenges. For Ewa, the sudden exposure and the pressures of the industry were overwhelming. The transition from a small-town girl to a sought-after actress in international cinema was a journey filled with excitement, but also with unforeseen difficulties. Ewa Aulin's story is not just one of fame and film. It's a tale of a young woman navigating the complexities of a rapidly changing industry. Her early roles, while not as widely known as her later work, showcased her range and potential. They were the first steps in a career that would see her become an icon of her time. As we unravel the story of Ewa Aulin, we delve into the making of a star. Her ascent in the film industry, marked by both dazzling highs and challenging lows, paints a picture of an era and a talent that left an indelible mark on cinema. Ewa's story is a testament to the allure and the trials of the film world, a world that she both enchanted and was ultimately disillusioned by. The candy controversy. The year 1968 marked a pivotal moment in Ewa Aulin's career with the release of Candy, a film that would become synonymous with her name. Candy, based on the novel by Terry Southern and Mason Hoffenberg, was a satirical take on Voltaire's Candide, reimagined in a psychedelic, sexually charged landscape of the 1960s. Aulin, cast in the titular role, found herself at the center of a cinematic storm that would define her career. The film, directed by Christian Marquand, featured an ensemble cast of renowned actors, including Marlon Brando, Richard Burton, and Ringo Starr. Yet it was Ewa, a relatively unknown Swedish actress, who stole the spotlight. Her portrayal of the naive and beautiful Candy Christian was both lauded and criticized. For some, she embodied the free spirit of the era. For others, her character was a contentious symbol of the sexual revolution. Candy was controversial from the start. Its overt sexual themes and irreverent humor pushed the boundaries of mainstream cinema. The film was a bold exploration of sexuality, power, and the absurdity of societal norms. It was this audacity that made Candy a cult classic, but it also sparked debates and backlash. Critics were polarized, with some praising its daring approach, while others condemned it for its perceived vulgarity. For Ewa Aulin, Candy was both a blessing and a curse. The film catapulted her to international fame, making her a household name overnight. However, the controversy surrounding the film also typecast her, limiting her opportunities to showcase her range as an actress. The role of Candy Christian became a double-edged sword, offering fame but at the cost of artistic freedom. The impact of Candy on Ewa's career was profound. It opened doors to new projects and collaborations, but it also overshadowed her other work. The film's legacy, tied closely to Ewa's own, is a complex one. It stands as a testament to a bold and experimental era in cinema, but also as a reminder of the challenges faced by young actresses thrust into the spotlight. Ewa Aulin's experience with Candy reflects the broader dynamics of the film industry in the 1960s. It was a time of great change and experimentation, but also of controversy and debate. Candy remains a significant, if contentious, part of Ewa's legacy, a film that encapsulates the paradoxes of fame and artistic expression in an era that redefined cinema. Stardom's hidden shadows. Ewa Aulin's ascent to stardom, while rapid and dazzling, was not without its challenges. The glare of the spotlight often hides the less glamorous realities faced by those in the entertainment industry, and Ewa's experience was no exception. Her journey through the world of cinema during the late 1960s and early 1970s revealed the complexities and pressures that come with sudden fame, especially for a young actress. After Candy, Ewa found herself navigating a film industry that was both enamored by her charm and indifferent to her aspirations as an artist. The industry, particularly at that time, was known for its harsh realities, often overshadowed by the glitz of celebrity culture. Young actors, especially women, faced immense pressure to conform to certain roles and expectations. Ewa, with her ethereal beauty and European allure, was often typecast, limiting her ability to explore diverse and challenging roles. The psychological toll of this typecasting and the relentless pace of the industry began to weigh on Ewa. The transition from a teenager in Sweden to an international film star was a whirlwind that left little room for personal growth or reflection. The constant scrutiny, the need to maintain a public persona, and the lack of privacy were aspects of fame that Ewa, like many in her position, found difficult to navigate. Moreover, the film industry of that era was not known for its support of mental health or its sensitivity to the personal struggles of its stars. The focus was often on capitalizing on an actor's current fame with little regard for their long-term well-being. This environment could be particularly challenging for someone as young and inexperienced as Ewa was at the time. Ewa's story is reflective of the broader experience of many young actors thrust into the limelight. The hidden shadows of stardom, the loneliness, the typecasting, the pressure to maintain a certain image are often overlooked in the narratives of glamour and success. Ewa Aulin's journey through the highs and lows of fame provides a poignant insight into the often unseen challenges faced by those in the world of cinema. Her experiences during this period highlight the need for a more supportive and understanding industry, one that recognizes the human element behind the screen. Ewa's career, marked by both remarkable achievements and personal struggles, serves as a reminder of the complex reality that lies beneath the surface of stardom. Beyond the spotlight. Ewa Aulin's career, while marked by significant cinematic achievements, also tells a story of a young woman seeking her identity beyond the confines of the silver screen. As the 1970s progressed, Ewa began to explore life beyond her established persona as a film star. This chapter of her life is less documented, yet it is crucial in understanding the person behind the celebrity. After the whirlwind of Candy and subsequent roles, Ewa started to question her place in the film industry. The constant public scrutiny and the pressures of fame led her to yearn for a more grounded existence. She began to seek a life that allowed her personal growth and exploration, away from the expectations of Hollywood. This period in Ewa's life was marked by a deliberate step back from the limelight. She turned down roles that did not align with her evolving interests and started to pursue a life that was not defined solely by her acting career. This decision was bold, especially considering the momentum she had gained in the industry. However, it reflected her desire for authenticity and her need to carve out a space for herself beyond her public image. Ewa Aulin's move away from the constant glare of the film industry was not just a retreat, it was an exploration of a different kind of fulfillment. It was about redefining success on her own terms and finding contentment beyond the accolades and applause. Her life beyond the spotlight is a powerful narrative of personal resilience and the search for authenticity in a world that often values appearance over substance. Ewa's enigmatic exit. Her departure from the film industry was as enigmatic as her rise to fame. In the mid-1970s, at a time when many expected her career to continue its upward trajectory, Ewa made the unexpected decision to step away from acting. This move sparked curiosity and speculation among her fans and the media, as it seemed to contradict the typical aspirations of a rising star. The reasons behind Ewa's decision to leave the film industry were multifaceted and personal. One factor was her desire to pursue education. Ewa had always valued learning and personal development, and stepping away from acting provided her with the opportunity to focus on her studies. She enrolled in university, a choice that was at odds with the expectations of a Hollywood starlet, but aligned with her personal aspirations. Another aspect that influenced Ewa's decision was her disillusionment with the film industry. The reality of working in cinema, with its relentless focus on image and marketability, clashed with her personal values and aspirations for artistic expression. Ewa sought roles that challenged her as an actress, but such opportunities were scarce, leading to a sense of frustration and a reevaluation of her career path. Rumors and speculation about Ewa's sudden exit abounded. Some suggested that she was overwhelmed by the pressures of fame, while others speculated about possible personal reasons behind her decision. The truth, as is often the case with public figures, was likely a complex combination of personal and professional factors. Ewa's exit from acting was a bold move that left many unanswered questions. It was a decision that reflected her desire for autonomy and her willingness to forge a path that diverged from the expectations of the entertainment industry. Her departure from the film world marked the end of a significant chapter in her life, but also the beginning of a new journey of self-discovery and fulfillment. Ewa Aulin's enigmatic exit from the film industry remains a fascinating aspect of her story. It speaks to the challenges faced by young actors in navigating fame and highlights the courage it takes to make unconventional choices in pursuit of personal authenticity. Her departure from acting is a reminder of the often unseen struggles of those in the limelight and the complex realities behind the facade of celebrity. Lesser-known roles. Ewa Aulin's filmography, while often overshadowed by her role in Candy, includes a variety of lesser-known works that showcase her range and depth as an actress. These roles, though not as widely recognized, offer a glimpse into her versatility and her willingness to explore diverse characters and themes. One such film is Death Laid an Egg, a unique blend of giallo and science fiction genres. In this avant-garde Italian thriller, Ewa played Gabrielle, a character entangled in a complex plot involving love, murder, and genetic engineering. Her performance in this unconventional film demonstrated her ability to adapt to challenging and unconventional roles, far removed from the innocence of Candy Christian. Another notable but less discussed role of Ewa's was in The Double Bed, a dramatic exploration of marital strife and infidelity. In this film, Ewa portrayed a young woman caught in a tumultuous relationship, showcasing her capacity to convey deep emotional turmoil and vulnerability. Her performance was a departure from her more whimsical roles, revealing a more serious and introspective side of her acting abilities. Ewa also appeared in Microscopic Liquid Subway to Oblivion, a film that delved into the dark and surreal aspects of drug addiction. Her role in this film was a stark contrast to her previous characters, as it required a portrayal of the gritty and harrowing realities of substance abuse. This role was a testament to her willingness to tackle difficult and controversial subjects, further highlighting her range as an actress. In addition to these films, Ewa took on roles in various European productions, each presenting different challenges and opportunities for artistic expression. These roles, though not as celebrated as her work in Candy, were crucial in shaping her career and artistic journey. They allowed her to experiment with different genres and character types, broadening her experience and skills as an actress. Ewa's lesser-known roles are essential in understanding her as an actress and an artist. They demonstrate her desire to push boundaries and explore the complexities of human experience through her craft. These roles also reflect the diverse opportunities and challenges she faced in the film industry, shaping her path as an actress. While these roles did not garner the same level of fame as Candy, they are integral to Ewa Aulin's legacy. They showcase a side of her talent that is often overlooked, but is equally deserving of recognition and appreciation. Her performances in these lesser-known films are a testament to her versatility and commitment to her craft, offering a more nuanced view of her abilities and contributions to cinema. The truth behind Ewa Aulin rumors. Ewa Aulin's rise to fame was accompanied by a swirl of rumors and speculations, some of which have persisted over the years. This chapter aims to shed light on these rumors, separating fact from fiction and providing a clearer picture of Ewa's life and career. One of the most persistent rumors about Ewa Aulin was that her departure from the film industry was due to a nervous breakdown. This speculation was fueled by her sudden disappearance from the public eye and the demanding nature of her early career. However,
This rumor lacks substantial evidence. Wa's decision to leave acting was more about seeking personal fulfillment and education rather than a result of mental health issues. Her choice was a conscious and deliberate move towards a different path in life, driven by her own desires and aspirations. Another rumor that circulated was regarding Ewa's relationships with high-profile figures in the entertainment industry. Tabloids often linked her romantically with various co-stars and directors. While it's common for actors to be subject to such gossip, in Ewa's case, these stories were more fiction than reality. Ewa maintained a level of professionalism in her work that kept her personal and professional lives separate. Most of these rumored relationships were either exaggerated or entirely fabricated by the media. There were also rumors about Ewa being difficult to work with on set. These stories portrayed her as temperamental and demanding. However, colleagues and directors who worked with Ewa often spoke of her as a dedicated and hard-working actress. The narrative of her being a difficult star seems to be a classic case of misunderstanding and misrepresentation, a not uncommon occurrence in the film industry, especially for young actresses. Ewa's life post-Hollywood also became a subject of speculation. Rumors ranged from her living a reclusive life to her completely abandoning her past as an actress. The truth is more mundane and relatable. Ewa chose a life of normalcy, focusing on her education and family. She did not shun her past, but instead chose to not let it define her entire existence. A legacy revisited. Ewa Aulin's legacy in the film industry, though brief, left an indelible mark on the cinematic landscape of the 1960s and 70s. Her departure from acting did not diminish the impact she had made, particularly with her role in Candy. Over the years, her work, especially in this iconic film, has been revisited and re-evaluated, gaining her a new generation of admirers. Candy, once mired in controversy, has come to be appreciated for its daring approach and its commentary on the cultural and sexual revolutions of the era. Ewa's portrayal of Candy Christian, initially met with mixed reviews, is now often viewed in a different light. Critics and fans alike have come to recognize the complexity of her performance, which captured the innocence and satire inherent in the character. Beyond Candy, Ewa's other film roles, though less known, have also received attention. Films like Death Laid an Egg and The Double Bed showcase her versatility as an actress and her willingness to explore unconventional roles. These films, along with her brief but memorable career, contribute to a legacy that is both unique and intriguing. Ewa's decision to leave the film industry, once seen as abrupt and puzzling, is now often viewed as a bold and personal choice. In an era where celebrity culture often dictates one's path, Ewa's choice to prioritize her own well-being and interest is seen as a sign of strength and self-awareness. The legacy of Ewa Aulin is not just in the roles she played, but also in the narrative of her career. Her journey from a celebrated actress to a private individual pursuing education and personal growth is a story that resonates with many. It speaks to the universal themes of self-discovery, the search for authenticity, and the courage to follow one's own path. As time passes, Ewa Aulin's contribution to cinema continues to be appreciated by film enthusiasts and scholars. Her work remains a testament to a time of experimentation and change in the film industry, and her story is a reminder of the human aspect behind the glamour of the silver screen. Ewa's legacy, both on and off the screen, continues to inspire and captivate audiences, making her a lasting figure in the history of film. Ewa today, the untold story. After leaving the film industry, Ewa chose a life away from the limelight, focusing on personal pursuits and a quieter existence. This shift has led to much curiosity about her current life and activities. Ewa's decision to step back from public life was a deliberate one, reflecting her desire for normalcy and privacy. Unlike many former celebrities who maintain a public presence, Ewa has largely stayed out of the media and public discourse. This choice has naturally led to speculation and interest in her current whereabouts and activities. Despite her withdrawal from public life, Ewa occasionally resurfaces in media reports or interviews, providing glimpses into her life after fame. These rare appearances have revealed that she pursued education and focused on family life, embracing roles far removed from her former celebrity status. The lack of extensive public information about Ewa's current life has led to a sense of mystery surrounding her. Fans and film historians often express curiosity about her post-Hollywood journey, wondering how she has navigated life after fame. This curiosity is a testament to the lasting impact of her brief but memorable career in the film industry. Ewa Aulin's story today is a narrative of choice and the pursuit of a life defined by personal values rather than public expectations. Her decision to live away from the public eye is a powerful statement about the value of privacy and the right to redefine one's life on one's own terms.
Diane Keaton's love life has always been shrouded in mystery and speculation. From her on-screen chemistry with legendary co-stars to secret romances that defied Hollywood norms, her story is one of passion, intrigue, and controversy. The beginning of an iconic career. Diane Hall Keaton was born on January 5, 1946, in Los Angeles, California. Growing up in an artistic family, her mother, Dorothy Diane Keaton, won the Mrs. Los Angeles pageant, and her father, John Newton Ignatius Hall, was a real estate broker and civil engineer. Her journey into the limelight began with her education at Santa Ana High School, Santa Ana College, and the Neighborhood Playhouse in New York City. During this period, she changed her last name to Keaton, her mother's maiden name, to avoid confusion with another actress named Diane Hall. Her big break came with the 1968 Broadway musical Hair, where she caught the eye of director Woody Allen. This led to her starring in Allen's Broadway play Play It Again, Sam in 1969, earning a Tony Award nomination. This collaboration marked the beginning of a significant professional and personal relationship. In 1972, Keaton was cast as Kay Adams in Francis Ford Coppola's The Godfather. The film's immense success catapulted her to fame, grossing over $134 million domestically. She reprised her role in the sequels, further solidifying her place in Hollywood. Her portrayal of the quirky and endearing Annie Hall in Woody Allen's 1977 film of the same name brought her widespread acclaim. It was a critical and commercial success, earning over $38 million at the box office and winning the Academy Award for Best Actress. The film also won 4 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Original Screenplay for Allen. Keaton's unique fashion style in Annie Hall, characterized by androgynous clothing and menswear-inspired outfits, sparked a fashion trend that resonated with audiences, making her an unexpected fashion icon. As her career progressed, Keaton continued to choose diverse roles, demonstrating her versatility. From dramatic performances in Reds, 1981, to comedic roles in Baby Boom, 1987, her ability to navigate different genres showcased her talent and range. Through the 1970s and 1980s, she became known for more than just her acting. Her relationships with high-profile co-stars and directors fueled media fascination, laying the groundwork for the rumors and speculations about her personal life that would follow her throughout her career. The Woody Allen romance. Her relationship with Woody Allen began on a professional level but quickly evolved into a deep personal connection. Their first encounter took place during the Broadway production of Play It Again, Sam in 1969, a pivotal moment that marked the start of a long and fruitful collaboration. Allen, celebrated for his unique comedic style and neurotic on-screen persona, found an ideal match in Keaton, whose quirky charm and natural acting talent complemented his vision perfectly. Their professional chemistry was first showcased in the 1972 film Play It Again, Sam, directed by Herbert Ross but penned by Allen. In the film, she played Linda Christie, a role that was well received by audiences and critics alike, further cementing her presence in the film industry. This project set the stage for what would become one of Hollywood's most iconic partnerships. The collaboration between Keaton and Allen reached its pinnacle with the 1977 film Annie Hall. This film was not only a critical and commercial success, but also a groundbreaking work that redefined romantic comedies. Despite their romantic involvement ending in the early 1970s, Keaton and Aulin maintained a strong professional bond. They continued to work together on numerous projects throughout the following decades, including notable films such as Manhattan, 1979, and Radio Days, 1987. In interviews, Keaton has often expressed her gratitude for Aulin's influence on her career. She has described him as both a mentor and a partner, someone who saw potential in her that she didn't see in herself. This sentiment was evident in a 2013 interview with The Guardian, where she stated, "Woody gave me my career." Despite the controversies surrounding Aulin in later years, she remained professionally loyal to him, attributing much of her success to their early work together. Their collaboration extended well into the 1980s and 1990s, with Keaton starring in Aulin's films such as Interiors, 1978, and Manhattan Murder Mystery, 1993. Keaton's relationship with Aulin was characterized by deep mutual respect and admiration. In a 1977 interview with Newsweek, she spoke candidly about their relationship, saying, "Woody gave me the role of a lifetime. He saw something in me that I didn't see in myself." A complicated affair with Warren Beatty. Her relationship with Warren Beatty added another layer of intrigue to her life. They met in the late 1970s while working on the 1981 film Reds. Beatty, who starred in and directed the film, and Keaton, who played the lead female role, shared undeniable on-set chemistry. Their relationship, however, was marked by intensity and passion. Beatty, already a well-known Hollywood heartthrob by the time he met her, was known for his charisma and charm. His reputation as a ladies' man preceded him, and his numerous high-profile relationships had long been the subject of public fascination. The on-set chemistry between Beatty and Keaton was palpable, and it quickly translated into a real-life romance. Their relationship was characterized by deep intellectual conversations and shared creative pursuits. She once remarked in a 2016 interview with Vanity Fair, "Warren was mesmerizing. He had this incredible presence and energy." Despite their strong connection, their relationship was not without its challenges. Beatty's reputation and Keaton's fiercely independent nature often led to clashes. Beatty was known for his meticulous and sometimes controlling approach to filmmaking, while she valued her independence and had a clear vision of her own career path. These differences sometimes caused friction between them, but they also contributed to the passionate and dynamic nature of their relationship. The media closely followed their romance, capturing their public appearances and speculating about their private lives. Paparazzi often photographed the couple at high-profile events, fueling public interest and adding to the pressure on their relationship. Despite the constant media scrutiny, Beatty and Keaton managed to maintain a semblance of privacy, often deflecting questions about their relationship in interviews. Their time together was marked by both professional and personal collaboration. Beyond Reds, they explored other potential projects, although none materialized to the same extent. Their relationship lasted for a few years before eventually fizzling out. The breakup, while amicable, was a result of their differing life goals and the pressures of their respective careers. In her memoir, Then Again, she wrote, "Warren was a significant part of my life. He was brilliant, charismatic, and always full of ideas. But we were on different paths. Our relationship was passionate, but we both knew it wasn't meant to last." Al Pacino, a love that transcended films. Her relationship with Al Pacino began on the set of The Godfather, where they played Kay Adams and Michael Corleone. The film, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, became a cultural phenomenon, grossing over $134 million in the United States alone. The chemistry between Keaton and Pacino was palpable both on and off the screen. Their romance blossomed during the filming of The Godfather Part II in 1974. Keaton's portrayal of Kay, the wife who becomes increasingly disillusioned with her husband's criminal empire, mirrored some of the complexities of their real-life relationship. In a 2017 interview with People magazine, she recalled, "Al was unlike anyone I had ever known. Intense, dedicated, and incredibly talented. There was an undeniable connection between us." Despite their deep bond, the relationship faced numerous challenges. Pacino, known for his method acting and intense dedication to his craft, often found it difficult to balance his professional and personal life. Keaton, on the other hand, was equally committed to her career but longed for stability and companionship. This dichotomy led to several breakups and reconciliations over the years. Their relationship was marked by both passionate highs and tumultuous lows. In a 2004 interview with The New Yorker, Pacino described her as a significant person in my life. She was my muse, my confidant, and someone who always brought out the best in me. Their mutual respect and admiration for each other were evident, even during their most challenging times. The couple reunited for The Godfather Part 3 in 1990, reprising their iconic roles. The film, though not as critically acclaimed as its predecessors, still showcased their undeniable chemistry. Keaton's performance as Kay, now estranged from Michael but still deeply affected by him, resonated with audiences and critics alike. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Keaton and Pacino continued to navigate their on-again, off-again relationship. Their bond was further complicated by Pacino's reluctance to settle down and have children, a topic that she addressed candidly in her 2011 memoir, Then Again. She wrote, "I wanted a family, a sense of permanence. Al was always the love of my life, but he wasn't ready for that kind of commitment." Despite their eventual breakup, Keaton and Pacino remained close friends and continued to speak highly of each other in public. In a 2014 interview with The Guardian, she said, "Al will always be a part of me. Our relationship was intense and complicated, but it was also filled with love and respect." The brief affair with Sam Shepard. Her brief but intense relationship with playwright and actor Sam Shepard is another intriguing chapter in her romantic history. The two met in the early 1980s, a period marked by significant professional achievements for both. Sam Shepard, known for his brooding charisma and literary prowess, was already an acclaimed playwright by the time he met Keaton. His works, such as Buried Child and True West, had cemented his reputation in the theater world. Keaton, fresh from the success of films like Reds and Annie Hall, was at the peak of her career. Their meeting was a collision of two creative forces. Their affair was relatively short-lived, but left a lasting impression on both. In a 1983 interview with Rolling Stone, Keaton spoke about Shepard with admiration. "Sam is one of the most unique individuals I've ever met. He has this raw, untamed energy that is incredibly captivating," she said. Their relationship was marked by deep intellectual conversations and a shared passion for the arts. The couple worked together on the 1984 film Mrs. Soffel, directed by Gillian Armstrong. She played the title role while Shepard portrayed Ed Biddle, a convict involved in a daring prison escape. Their on-screen chemistry was palpable, reflecting the intensity of their off-screen relationship. Despite the film's mixed reviews, their performances were widely praised, showcasing their ability to bring out the best in each other. In her 2011 memoir, Then Again, Keaton reflected on her time with Shepard. "Sam was a whirlwind of creativity and emotion. Our time together was brief, but it was filled with passion and intellectual stimulation," she wrote. This period was a significant part of her life, shaping her views on relationships and artistic collaboration. The controversy with Steve Jobs. Diane's rumored relationship with Steve Jobs, the visionary co-founder of Apple Inc., is one of the more unusual and controversial chapters in her romantic history. The speculation about their connection began in the late 1980s and early 1990s, a period when Jobs was reshaping the tech world and Keaton was a firmly established Hollywood star. The rumors first surfaced in the tech and entertainment circles, sparked by sightings of the two at various events and private gatherings. The nature of their relationship remained ambiguous, leading to widespread speculation. In a 1990 article in Vanity Fair, an anonymous source close to both Keaton and Jobs claimed there was a definite spark between them. They shared a mutual respect and fascination for each other's work. They were seen together at several high-profile events, including a 1988 benefit gala in San Francisco. Their public appearances fueled media speculation, with tabloids and magazines keen to uncover the truth about their relationship. Despite the attention, both maintained a tight-lipped stance, neither confirming nor denying the rumors. In a 2011 interview with the New York Times, Keaton addressed the speculation with her characteristic wit. "I've always admired Steve's genius, but beyond that, I prefer to keep my personal life personal," she said, neither confirming nor dispelling the rumors. The media frenzy surrounding their rumored relationship highlighted the intersection of Hollywood glamour and Silicon Valley innovation. It was a coupling that intrigued the public due to the stark contrasts in their personalities and professional worlds. Keaton, with her quirky independent spirit, and Jobs, with his intense, often abrasive drive for perfection, seemed an unlikely but fascinating pairing. Despite the persistent rumors, there was no concrete evidence to confirm a romantic relationship between Keaton and Jobs. Their interactions, while undoubtedly significant, remained shrouded in mystery. This ambiguity only added to the intrigue, making it one of the most talked about and least understood aspects of her romantic life. In a 2005 interview with Vanity Fair, an unnamed friend commented on the relationship. "Diane and Steve had a unique connection. Whether it was romantic or purely intellectual, only they know. But there was definitely something special between them," the friend said. The Nicholson enigma. Her rumored involvement with Jack Nicholson is one of Hollywood's most enduring and enigmatic stories. The two first met on the set of the 1981 film Reds, directed by Warren Beatty, where Nicholson played the role of Eugene O'Neill. Although they were never officially a couple, their undeniable chemistry and close friendship led to years of speculation about the true nature of their relationship. Nicholson and Keaton shared a unique bond, marked by mutual respect and a deep understanding of each other's eccentricities. In a 2013 interview with The Guardian, she described Nicholson as one of the most charming and enigmatic people I've ever known. Their camaraderie was evident both on and off the screen, fueling rumors that there might be more than just friendship between them. Their professional collaboration took a significant turn with the 2003 romantic comedy Something's Gotta Give, directed by Nancy Meyers. They starred as Erica Berry and Harry Sanborn in a film that explored the complexities of love and relationships in later life. The movie was a commercial success, grossing over $266 million worldwide, and Keaton's performance earned her a Golden Globe Award and an Academy Award nomination. On the set of Something's Gotta Give, the chemistry between Keaton and Nicholson was palpable. Their on-screen romance, filled with humor and genuine affection, led to widespread speculation about their off-screen relationship. In a 2004 interview with Oprah Winfrey, Keaton addressed these rumors, stating, "Jack and I have always had a special connection. He's a dear friend, and our time together on set was magical. But it's just that friendship." Nicholson, known for his charismatic and often unpredictable personality, also spoke highly of Keaton. In a 2003 interview with the New York Times, he said, "Diane is a remarkable woman, both on and off the screen. Working with her was a joy, and our friendship is something I truly cherish." His admiration for Keaton was clear, adding fuel to the ongoing speculation. Their close friendship continued beyond the film's production, with the two often seen together at industry events and social gatherings. Paparazzi captured numerous photos of them sharing laughs and intimate moments, further igniting rumors. Despite this, both Keaton and Nicholson maintained that their relationship was purely platonic. Warren Beatty, who had worked closely with both actors, commented in a 2004 Vanity Fair article, "Jack and Diane have a unique connection that's hard to define. They're kindred spirits, and that kind of bond is rare in this industry." This sentiment was echoed by other friends, who noted the deep understanding and mutual respect between Keaton and Nicholson. The persistent rumors about a controversial secret lover. Throughout her career, Diane Keaton has been known for her enigmatic persona, and nowhere is this more evident than in her references to a significant yet unnamed romantic partner. This mystery man has been a subject of speculation among fans and the media, adding an aura of intrigue to Keaton's already fascinating life. Keaton first hinted at this secret relationship in various interviews during the late 1980s and early 1990s. While she has often been candid about her high-profile romances with Woody Allen, Warren Beatty, and Al Pacino, this particular relationship remained shrouded in secrecy. In a 1995 interview with Vanity Fair, she mentioned, "There was someone very special in my life, someone who had a profound impact on me, but it's a part of my life I choose to keep private." The secrecy surrounding this relationship fueled rumors and speculation. Some suggested it might have been a powerful figure in Hollywood, while others believed it could have been someone entirely outside the industry. The mystery only deepened with Keaton's cryptic comments in subsequent interviews. In a 2001 chat with Oprah Winfrey, she said, "Not everything needs to be shared with the world. Some things are too precious, too personal." Friends and colleagues who were aware of the relationship respected Keaton's desire for privacy. Actor and close friend Jack Nicholson once remarked, "Diane has always been very private about certain aspects of her life. She has her reasons, and those of us who know her respect that." This tight circle of trust ensured that few details about the mystery man ever leaked to the public. Her reluctance to divulge information about this significant other has been linked to her broader views on privacy and fame. In her memoir, Then Again, she wrote, "Fame is a double-edged sword. It gives you opportunities, but it also takes away your anonymity. There are parts of my life that I want to keep for myself, and I think that's important." This philosophy explains her guarded approach to discussing this relationship. Despite the lack of concrete details, Keaton's reflections on this mystery man reveal the depth of their connection. She often described him as a stabilizing force in her life, someone who provided emotional support and understanding. In a 2012 interview with The Guardian, she stated, "He was a rock for me during some of the most challenging times in my life. His presence was a constant source of comfort." In a 2018 interview with the New York Times, Keaton offered a rare glimpse into why she chose to keep this relationship private. "Some things are just too sacred to be put on display. I've shared a lot with the world, but there are some things that are mine alone. That relationship is one of them," she said. Lights, camera, and odor? Hollywood's brightest stars had some of the worst hygiene habits, and we're about to expose them all. From Clark Gable's dental dilemmas to Lana Turner's rare showers and even Marlon Brando's notorious on-set stench, join us as we pull back the curtain on Tinseltown's smelly secrets. It's time to get real about Hollywood's dirtiest legends. Get ready to be transported back to the golden age of cinema, where the allure often masked some very human flaws. We'll share jaw-dropping stories and intimate details that reveal a side of these stars you've never seen before. Clark Gable. Known for his role in Gone with the Wind, he had a reputation for bad breath. Co-star Vivien Leigh, who played Scarlett O'Hara, often complained about his dental hygiene. Leigh once said, "Kissing Clark Gable in Gone with the Wind was not that exciting. His dentures smelled something awful." This complaint was not isolated. Numerous accounts from those who worked with Gable mentioned his persistent bad breath. The issue stemmed from Gable's dental problems. By the time he starred in Gone with the Wind, he had lost most of his teeth. He wore dentures, which contributed to the odor. His dentist, Charles Pincus, created special dentures for him, but they didn't entirely solve the problem. Despite this, Gable's charm and acting skills kept him in high demand. On the set of Mutiny on the Bounty, co-star Charles Laughton also struggled with Gable's breath. Laughton reportedly said, "I can't stand the man's foul breath." This caused tension during filming, but it was tolerated due to Gable's star power. In 1958, Gable's dental issues were discussed in an interview with his close friend, actor Frank Capra. Capra mentioned that Clark was a wonderful guy, but his breath could knock you over. This was a known fact among Hollywood insiders, yet it never affected Gable's career. Gable's hygiene issues extended beyond his breath. He had a reputation for not bathing regularly. Actress Loretta Young, who starred with him in Call of the Wild, found his lack of cleanliness challenging. Young recalled that Clark was rugged and handsome, but he had a distinct odor that was hard to ignore. His hygiene habits didn't change much over the years. On the set of The Misfits, co-star Marilyn Monroe and director John Huston had to deal with his smell. Despite these hygiene issues, Gable remained a beloved figure in Hollywood. His charisma and talent overshadowed his personal habits. He continued to receive roles and accolades throughout his career. In 1960, during the filming of The Misfits, Gable suffered a heart attack, leading to his death shortly after. Even then, the focus remained on his legendary career rather than his hygiene. His legacy as the king of Hollywood remained intact. Joan Crawford. An iconic actress known for films like Mildred Pierce, she had a reputation for being a cleanliness fanatic, yet rumors circulated about her personal odor. Despite her obsession with cleanliness, Crawford's body odor was a subject of whispered conversations among co-stars and crew members. Crawford was known for her meticulous grooming habits. She reportedly took ice-cold baths to maintain her skin's firmness and had a rigorous skincare routine. However, her insistence on using heavy, musky perfumes to cover any natural body odor often had the opposite effect. Co-star Bette Davis famously commented, "She reeks of Chanel No. 5 and sweat." Despite her efforts to stay immaculate, Crawford's intense body odor became noticeable during long shooting days. On the set of Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, her co-star Bette Davis found it challenging to work closely with her. Davis mentioned in a private letter that Joan's smell was unbearable after a few hours on set, describing it as a mix of heavy perfume and something else she couldn't quite identify. Crew members also had stories about Crawford's hygiene. An anonymous crew member from Johnny Guitar recalled, "Joan was always spraying perfume, but it didn't mask the fact that she didn't shower every day." This statement reflected a common sentiment among those who worked with her. Despite these issues, Crawford's professionalism and talent overshadowed her hygiene problems. She was known for being demanding and maintaining high standards on set. Crawford's obsessive cleaning habits extended to her home life. Friends and family reported that she would scrub her house obsessively, sometimes to the point of damaging her skin. Her daughter, Christina Crawford, wrote in her memoir, "Mommy Dearest, Mother would clean until her hands bled, but she rarely took the same care with her own body." Marlon Brando. Renowned for his roles in A Streetcar Named Desire and The Godfather, he was not just famous for his acting. Brando had a well-known reputation for poor hygiene. Co-stars and directors frequently commented on his lack of cleanliness, which became an integral part of his off-screen persona. Brando's hygiene issues were apparent on the set of A Streetcar Named Desire. Co-star Vivien Leigh, who played Blanche Dubois, found it difficult to work with him due to his hygiene. Leigh remarked, "Marlon never seemed to care about cleanliness. It was tough to share close scenes with him." This sentiment was echoed by others who worked with him. Director Elia Kazan, who directed Brando in both A Streetcar Named Desire and On the Waterfront, also noted his hygiene habits. Kazan mentioned in an interview that Marlon was a brilliant actor, but he had no regard for personal hygiene, and his natural smell was often overpowering on set. Despite this, Kazan continued to work with Brando, recognizing his immense talent. Brando's hygiene became a notorious part of his method of acting. During the filming of The Wild One, he reportedly wore the same costume for the entire shoot, rarely washing it. Co-star Mary Murphy said, "Marlon would stay in character all day, even if it meant not bathing or changing clothes. It added to his authenticity, but it wasn't pleasant for the rest of us." The issue persisted throughout his career. On the set of The Godfather, his co-stars had similar experiences. James Caan, who played Sonny Corleone, once joked that Marlon would show up on set smelling like he had just rolled out of bed, adding that it was part of his charm. Despite these complaints, Brando's performances continued to receive critical acclaim. Brando's personal life also reflected his casual attitude toward hygiene. He was known for his unkempt appearance and disregard for social norms. In a 1973 interview with Rolling Stone, he admitted, "I never saw the point in showering every day. It's a waste of water and time." This nonchalant approach endeared him to some but alienated others. Even in his later years, Brando's hygiene habits remained unchanged. On the set of Apocalypse Now, director Francis Ford Coppola struggled with Brando's behavior, including his lack of cleanliness. Coppola recounted that Marlon was difficult in many ways, including his hygiene, but his performance was worth the trouble. Brando's hygiene issues did not significantly impact his career. His talent and charisma overshadowed his personal habits. He continued to receive accolades and remained a sought-after actor throughout his life. His roles in The Godfather and Last Tango in Paris solidified his status as a Hollywood legend. Public perception of Brando remained largely positive. Fans admired his rebellious spirit and dedication to his craft. The media often focused on his acting prowess and controversial statements rather than his hygiene. Bette Davis. As an icon of classic Hollywood, she was known for her intense performances and strong personality. However, Davis also had a reputation for poor personal hygiene, primarily due to her heavy smoking habit. Her smoking led to persistent bad breath, which became a common complaint among her co-stars. Davis was a notorious chain smoker, often seen with a cigarette in hand both on and off the set. This habit contributed to her bad breath, which was frequently mentioned by those who worked closely with her. Co-star George Brent, who appeared with Davis in several films, once remarked that Bette was a tremendous actress, but her breath was quite overpowering. Her smoking was not just a minor issue, it was a significant part of her daily life. Davis smoked up to 4 packs of cigarettes a day. This constant smoking not only affected her breath, but also left a lingering smell on her clothes and in her hair. On the set of All About Eve, co-star Ann Baxter had to endure Davis's bad breath during their numerous close scenes. Baxter later recalled that working with Bette was a great experience, but it was challenging at times because of her smoking, as the smell was always there. Her personal assistant, Catherine Cermak, who worked with Davis during the latter part of her career, also mentioned her hygiene habits in her memoir. Cermak wrote, "Bette was particular about many things, but her smoking habit was something she never addressed. It was part of who she was." Despite these hygiene issues, Davis's career was filled with accolades and awards. She won 2 Academy Awards for Best Actress for her roles in Dangerous, 1935, and Jezebel, 1938, and received 10 nominations in total. Her powerful performances and commanding presence on screen overshadowed any personal flaws. Davis's hygiene issues were not widely known to the public during her lifetime. The media focused more on her professional achievements and personal dramas rather than her smoking habit and its effects. This allowed her to maintain a strong public image as a glamorous and talented star. In her later years, Davis's smoking took a toll on her health. She suffered a stroke in 1983, which affected her appearance and speech. Despite her health issues, Davis continued to work, making television appearances and writing her memoirs. Lana Turner. As a glamorous star known for films like The Postman Always Rings Twice and Peyton Place, she was one of Hollywood's most alluring actresses. Despite her glamorous on-screen persona, Turner had a reputation for inconsistent personal hygiene, which became a point of discussion among her co-stars and those who worked closely with her. Turner's hygiene habits were influenced by her demanding career and personal struggles. She often neglected regular bathing, relying heavily on perfume to mask body odor. Her personal assistant, Beverly Adland, who was also a close confidant, mentioned in her memoir, Lana, the Lady, the Legend, the Truth, that Turner sometimes went days without a bath. On the set of The Postman Always Rings Twice, co-star John Garfield noticed Turner's hygiene issues. Garfield, known for his straightforwardness, reportedly commented to a friend, "Lana is stunning on screen, but off screen she sometimes smells like she hasn't bathed in days. The perfume can only do so much." Turner's heavy use of makeup also contributed to her hygiene problems. She often slept with her makeup on to save time in the morning, which led to skin issues and an overall lack of cleanliness. Makeup artist Del Armstrong, who worked with Turner on several films, noted that Lana's skin suffered because she rarely took off her makeup at night, as she was always in a rush and didn't prioritize proper hygiene. Despite these issues, Turner's talent and beauty made her a beloved figure in Hollywood. She was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress for her role in Peyton Place and continued to receive praise for her performances throughout her career. Her charisma and screen presence often overshadowed her personal flaws. Publicly, Turner's hygiene habits were not widely known. The media focused on her film career, numerous marriages, and her dramatic personal life, including the infamous stabbing incident involving her daughter, Cheryl Crane. This selective coverage helped maintain her glamorous image. Greta Garbo. As the enigmatic star of films like Anna Karenina and Camille, she was known for her beauty and mystique. However, behind her glamorous image, Garbo had a reputation for poor personal hygiene, which became a point of contention for those who worked closely with her. Garbo was famously reclusive and avoided the public eye as much as possible. Her aversion to socializing extended to her personal hygiene habits. Co-star John Gilbert, who worked with her in several silent films, mentioned Garbo's hygiene in private conversations. Garbo's hygiene habits were influenced by her desire for privacy and her minimalist lifestyle. She often avoided the studio's makeup and wardrobe departments, preferring to handle her own grooming. This led to less than ideal hygiene, as noted by those around her. Director Clarence Brown, who directed Garbo in several films, recalled in an interview, "Greta was a perfectionist in her work, but she paid little attention to her personal cleanliness. She believed in natural beauty, even if it meant not showering regularly." Garbo's reclusive nature meant that she often neglected regular bathing and laundry. Her maid, who worked for her in her later years, noted in her memoir that Garbo would wear the same clothes for days and rarely did laundry. Miss Garbo valued her privacy above all else. She didn't like people fussing over her, including with hygiene, her maid wrote. Despite her hygiene issues, Garbo's talent and screen presence were undeniable. She received an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress for her role in Camille and continued to captivate audiences with her performances. Her reclusive nature and lack of personal care became part of her mystique, adding to her allure. Publicly, Garbo's hygiene habits were not well known. The media and her fans focused on her enigmatic persona and her memorable roles. This selective coverage helped maintain her status as a Hollywood legend. Her famous line, "I want to be alone," encapsulated her desire for privacy and contributed to her enduring mystique. Ava Gardner. Celebrated for her beauty and talent in films like The Killers and Mogambo, she was also known for her lackadaisical approach to personal hygiene. Despite her glamorous public image, those who worked closely with Gardner often remarked on her infrequent bathing and other hygiene issues. Gardner's hygiene habits were a result of her carefree lifestyle. She often preferred to live in the moment rather than adhere to strict grooming routines. Frank Sinatra, her third husband, once joked about her hygiene. In his memoir, Sinatra mentioned that Ava was a free spirit who didn't let things like regular baths get in the way of her fun. On the set of Mogambo, co-star Clark Gable noticed Gardner's less-than-perfect hygiene. Gable, who had his own hygiene issues, reportedly commented to a friend that Ava was stunning, but she didn't seem to care much for bathing. This was not an isolated observation. Other co-stars and crew members shared similar experiences. Gardner's makeup artist, Del Armstrong, who worked with her on several films, recalled in an interview, "Ava was one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood, but she didn't prioritize cleanliness. She would sometimes come to the set without having washed her hair for days." Despite this, Armstrong admired Gardner's natural beauty and ability to captivate audiences. Gardner's hygiene problems were not widely known to the public. Her fans adored her for her stunning looks and passionate performances. The media focused on her tumultuous love life and glamorous image, rarely touching upon her personal hygiene. This selective coverage helped maintain her status as a Hollywood icon. Gardner's lifestyle was also influenced by her heavy drinking and late-night partying. She was known for her love of nightlife and often stayed out until the early hours of the morning. This contributed to her lack of a regular hygiene routine. In her autobiography, Ava, My Story, Gardner admitted that she loved to party and live freely, and sometimes hygiene took a back seat to fun. Charlie Chaplin. As the iconic star of silent films such as The Tramp and City Lights, he was revered for his comedic genius and pioneering contributions to cinema. However, behind the scenes, Chaplin had a reputation for poor personal hygiene, which sometimes made working with him difficult for his colleagues. Chaplin's hygiene habits were influenced by his intense focus on his work. He was known for being a perfectionist, often spending long hours on set, which left little time for personal care. Actress Paulette Goddard, who starred alongside Chaplin in Modern Times and was also his wife for a few years, mentioned in interviews that Chaplin's dedication to his craft often overshadowed his attention to hygiene. During the filming of The Great Dictator, Chaplin's co-stars noticed his lack of cleanliness. Jack Oakey, who played Mussolini in the film, recalled in his autobiography, Jack Oakey's Double Takes, that Chaplin's hygiene was a common topic of conversation. Chaplin's hygiene issues extended to his dental care. His close friend and collaborator, Douglas Fairbanks, noted that Chaplin often had bad breath. Fairbanks once joked, "Charlie could light up a room with his smile, but you wouldn't want to be too close when he did." Despite these personal hygiene issues, Chaplin's talent and charisma ensured his continued success in Hollywood. His films were groundbreaking, and his performances left a lasting impact on the industry. He received numerous accolades throughout his career, including an honorary Academy Award in 1972 for his contributions to film. Chaplin's personal life was also marked by his hygiene habits. His son, Charles Chaplin Jr., wrote in his memoir, My Father, Charlie Chaplin, about his father's casual approach to personal cleanliness. Chaplin Jr. noted that his dad was always so engrossed in his work that personal hygiene was an afterthought, and he didn't mind skipping a shower if it meant perfecting a scene. Publicly, Chaplin's hygiene issues were not well known. The media and his fans focused more on his cinematic achievements and less on his personal habits. This allowed Chaplin to maintain his image as a beloved figure in the entertainment industry. Rita Hayworth. Known for her roles in classics like Gilda and Covergirl, she was a stunning beauty and one of Hollywood's top stars during the 1940s and 1950s. However, despite her glamorous appearance, Hayworth had a reputation for inconsistent personal hygiene, particularly related to her hair care. Hayworth's most famous feature was her thick, luxurious red hair, which became an iconic symbol of her allure. However, maintaining such a trademark look required considerable effort, and Hayworth often skipped regular washing to keep her hair styled and camera-ready. According to her hairdresser, Helen Hunt, who worked with Hayworth for many years, Rita's hair was her crowning glory, but she didn't wash it frequently. She believed that washing it too often would ruin the style. Her co-star in Gilda, Glenn Ford, noticed Hayworth's approach to hair care. Ford mentioned in a private conversation that Rita's hair was always perfect on screen, but off-screen, you could tell she hadn't washed it in days, considering it a small price to pay for that stunning look. In addition to her hair care habits, Hayworth's personal hygiene was influenced by her busy schedule and numerous health issues. She often struggled with arthritis, which made daily routines, including bathing, challenging. Her daughter, Yasmin Aga Khan, wrote in her memoir, Rita Hayworth, a Memoir, about her mother's health struggles and how they affected her personal care. Khan noted, My mother's arthritis made it hard for her to do simple tasks. There were days when she just couldn't manage to take a bath. Hayworth's hygiene issues also extended to her living conditions. During the height of her career, she lived in luxurious homes, but her housekeeping habits were less meticulous. Friends and visitors often noted the disarray in her living spaces.
Barbie Benton, a name synonymous with glamour, a face that graced magazine covers, and a life wrapped in the sparkle of Hollywood's golden era. Yet behind the sequins and smiles lies a trail of secrets and stories untold, whispers of a life far more intricate than the public ever glimpsed. What hidden depths lie beneath the image of this entertainment world's darling, and how did a girl once known for her beauty become an unsung architect of her own destiny? Hidden chords of fame. Before the flashing cameras and the glitz of stardom, Barbie Benton harbored a passion that struck a chord quite literally: music. While the world fixated on her beauty and her ties to the Playboy empire, few knew that Barbie's first love was the melody and harmony of song. Her musical journey began long before the fame, in the quiet corners of her adolescence, where she honed her skills on the piano and guitar, crafting the foundation of what would become a significant yet overshadowed part of her career. In the early 1970s, Barbie's vocal talents came to light as she serenaded audiences on television, showcasing a sultry voice that was as captivating as her image.
With a mind young and wild, and a body that the devil...
She released several albums, and while her musical career may not have reached the dizzying heights of her modeling, it was a testament to her multifaceted abilities. Songs like Brass Buckles and Ain't That Just the Way charted internationally, hinting at the depth of talent beneath the surface. But music was more than just a career path for Barbie. It was an escape, a way to express her inner world, and a realm where she held the reins. Behind the studio doors, she was not just a performer, but a creative force, involved in the songwriting and production processes. Her music spoke of love and life, infusing country with pop, and it carried the authenticity of her experiences. Her collaborations with artists like Dolly Parton and Glen Campbell added layers to her musical persona, positioning her within a network of country legends, yet she remained an enigma, her music career a hidden gem overshadowed by her more publicized endeavors. As we delve deeper into the life of Barbie Benton, stay tuned for the next reveal, how a young woman known for her appearances in the pages of Playboy and on arm of its mogul quietly influenced one of the most iconic brands of the 20th century. The Mansion Whisperer, inside Barbie Benton's influence on the Playboy empire. Barbie Benton's name is often whispered in the same breath as the Playboy Mansion, yet few understand the gravity of her influence within its legendary walls. Beyond her public persona as Hugh Hefner's paramour, Benton was a key figure in shaping the cultural and physical landscape of the Playboy empire. It was Barbie who, in the early 1970s, discovered the sprawling estate that would become the Playboy Mansion West. Her keen eye for design and architecture played a crucial role in its transformation into a symbol of luxury and hedonism. But her influence didn't stop at mere aesthetics. She left an indelible mark on the ethos of the brand. With her sophisticated taste and understanding of the era's zeitgeist, she helped guide Hefner's vision, turning Playboy into a bastion of the sexual revolution. Her involvement in the mansion's legendary events is part of the untold tapestry of her life. Benton didn't just attend these extravagant gatherings. She helped orchestrate them, ensuring that each party was more than just a night of revelry, but an event that encapsulated the spirit of an era. From the grotto to the game room, her touches are evident, though seldom credited. Yet, there's a side to this story that remains shrouded in mystery. While the world saw the mansion as a pleasure palace, for Barbie, it was a complex network of relationships and power dynamics. Her time there was a balancing act of personal and public life, one that required a deep understanding of the intricacies of fame, fortune, and influence. Screen Siren Stories, Barbie Benton's Ventures Beyond the Velvet Rope. Barbie Benton's acting career is a patchwork of roles that offer a glimpse into her versatility as a performer. In 1970, she stepped onto the acting stage, not as Hugh Hefner's girlfriend, but as a fresh face on Hee Haw, where her comedic aptitude quickly became apparent. Barbie's ability to light up the room with her humor and charm marked the beginning of her journey as an actress, not just a model. Her transition to the screen included appearances on popular shows like The Love Boat in 1977 and Fantasy Island in 1981, where she showcased her adaptability and dramatic flair. Each character she portrayed was a deliberate step away from her Playboy image, a testament to her pursuit of diversity and challenging roles. In Hospital Massacre, 1982, Benton tackled a rare leading role, navigating the horror genre with a performance that highlighted her range beyond the expectations set by her modeling career. Despite her efforts, the roles offered to Barbie often reflected the industry's typecasting, an obstacle she met with resilience, selecting parts that allowed her to explore different facets of her talent. For instance, in the series Sugar Time, 1977-1978, her portrayal of a woman leading an all-female band in a male-dominated industry mirrored her own struggles within Hollywood. Throughout the 1970s and early 1980s, Barbie built a filmography that, while not headlining box office charts, was marked by her commitment to her craft. She didn't merely play roles, she sought to embody the characters with authenticity and passion, often contributing to the creative process behind the scenes. Barbie Benton's career in acting might not have eclipsed her Playboy fame, but it was filled with performances that spoke to her dedication as an actress. As we move forward in our exploration, we'll peel back the curtain on Barbie's personal life, her romances, and the heartaches that played out when the studio lights dimmed. Stay tuned as we delve into the real-life love stories of Barbie Benton, revealing the heart behind the public persona. Love Life Unscripted, the romances and heartbreaks off the camera. Barbie Benton's love life, while often a subject of public fascination due to her high-profile relationship with Hugh Hefner, encompasses more than the walls of the Playboy mansion. Her romances have been as multifaceted as her career, marked by moments both tender and turbulent. Her long-standing relationship with Hefner began in 1969, when Benton was only 19 and he was 42. This relationship unfolded in the public eye, with Barbie often regarded as Hefner's most significant partner during the 1970s. However, less is known about her life after their breakup in 1976, a period when Barbie sought to forge her identity separate from the Playboy brand. In the years that followed, Barbie's heart would venture into new territories. She found love with real estate developer George Grado in 1979. Their relationship blossomed away from the cameras, and they married in 1979. This marked a shift for Benton, who had been a fixture in the limelight, as she began to embrace a more private existence, focusing on family and personal fulfillment. Their union was characterized by a strong bond and shared values, with the couple welcoming 2 children. Unlike her time with Hefner, her life with Grado was marked by a desire for normalcy and privacy, a stark contrast to the glitzy image many associated with her. Barbie's romantic life is a narrative of contrasts, from a public figure in a glamorous world to a woman seeking the quietude of a private life. Her journey through love reflects the complexities of a life lived in the spotlight and the pursuit of personal happiness beyond it. A fashion icon's blueprint, Barbie Benton's secret style influence. Barbie Benton's impact on fashion during the 1970s and 1980s was profound, yet her contributions have often been overshadowed by her association with Playboy. Benton wasn't just a model who wore the clothes given to her. She was an arbiter of style, influencing trends and inspiring designers. Her unique fashion sense was a blend of sophistication and sensuality, a hallmark of the era's glamorous aesthetic. During her heyday, Benton's appearances were not just photo ops. They were fashion statements that captured the zeitgeist of the times. Her penchant for bold prints, bell-bottoms, and the iconic bunny costume played a role in setting the fashion agenda. She embraced and often contributed to the design of her own ensembles, bringing an authenticity to her style that resonated with the public. Barbie's influence extended beyond the camera lens. She was a fixture in the front rows of fashion shows and a muse to designers who valued her feedback and vision. In a time when fashion was becoming more expressive and personal, Barbie Benton was at the forefront, pushing boundaries and setting trends. Her legacy in fashion is a narrative interwoven with her public persona, yet it stands on its own as a testament to her innate understanding of style and her ability to forecast trends. As we explore Benton's life further, her fashion legacy is a reminder that she was not just a face in a magazine, but a creator of style that has left a lasting impression. Beyond the glitz, philanthropy, and life after the limelight, After stepping back from the glare of Hollywood's spotlight, Barbie Benton channeled her energy into philanthropy, a chapter of her life that speaks volumes about her character. Behind the glamorous facade that the public was accustomed to lay a compassionate heart and a commitment to giving back. In the quiet of her post-fame life, Benton dedicated herself to numerous charitable causes, often away from the media's eye. She lent her support to organizations focused on children's health and education, recognizing the power of her platform to effect positive change. With her characteristic grace, she attended fundraisers, donated to worthy causes, and volunteered her time, all without fanfare. One of her notable contributions was to the music therapy program at the UCLA Mattel Children's Hospital. Understanding the healing power of music, Barbie helped fund programs that brought comfort and joy to sick children. Her involvement went beyond mere donations. She was hands-on, often seen participating in hospital events and even singing for the children, bringing smiles to their faces during difficult times. Barbie's philanthropic efforts also extended to environmental causes. Passionate about wildlife and conservation, she supported initiatives that protected endangered species and promoted sustainable living. Her home became a reflection of this passion, with an emphasis on eco-friendly design and living practices. The narrative of Barbie Benton's philanthropic work is a sharp contrast to the glittering life she once led. It reveals a depth of character and a desire to contribute to the world in a meaningful way. As we delve deeper into her life story, we uncover a woman whose beauty is matched by her generosity and whose influence extends far beyond what the public has seen. Private melodies, the personal life, Barbie shielded from the world. In the symphony of Barbie Benton's life, there are melodies that remained private. Harmonies that echoed behind closed doors, away from the public's prying eyes. Despite her high-profile relationships and her image as a glamorous starlet, Benton fiercely protected her personal life, cherishing the quiet moments that fame couldn't infiltrate. Barbie's personal life has always been layered and complex, defined by more than her celebrity status. Her romance with real estate developer George Gradeau, whom she married in 1979, was a testament to her desire for a stable and nurturing home life. Their relationship was built on mutual respect and love, a sanctuary from the unpredictability of show business. Together, they raised 2 children, Alexander and Ariana, in a household where privacy was paramount, and the entertainment industry was just a backdrop. The Benton-Gradeau family life was idyllic in many ways, set against the beauty of their homes in Los Angeles and Aspen. Barbie created a world for her family that was rooted in normalcy and shielded from the tabloid culture. She was a hands-on mother, involved in every aspect of her children's upbringing, from school plays to equestrian events, ensuring they had a grounded and well-rounded childhood. Even as her children grew and the demands of motherhood evolved, Barbie maintained her protective stance, keeping her family life discreet and out of the limelight. Her commitment to her family's privacy was unwavering, a reflection of her values and her understanding of the importance of a life beyond the reach of fame. In a world where celebrities' personal lives are often on full display, Barbie Benton chose a different path. She crafted a personal narrative that was hers to hold, a melody of private moments that formed the true soundtrack of her life. Architect of Dreams, exploring Benton's hidden passion for design. Barbie Benton's artistic talents extend beyond the stage and screen, manifesting in a less public yet profoundly impactful realm: architectural and interior design. Benton's penchant for design is not widely known, yet her work in this field showcases the same creativity and attention to detail that she brought to her entertainment career. In the 1970s, Benton began expressing her vision through the design of her own homes. She worked closely with architects and designers, meticulously planning every inch of space, choosing materials, and overseeing construction. Her homes were not mere dwellings, but expressions of her aesthetic, an embodiment of her personal style and sensibility. One of Benton's most ambitious projects was the construction of her house in Aspen, Colorado. It was here that her skills flourished, culminating in a home that was both a retreat and a masterpiece. The residence, which she shared with her husband George Grado, reflected her love for rustic elegance and her affinity for natural materials. It became a harmonious blend of luxury and comfort, nestled in the picturesque landscape of the Rocky Mountains. Benton's approach to design was holistic. She believed that a home should be a sanctuary, a place that reflects the soul of its inhabitants. Her design philosophy centered around creating spaces that were not only visually stunning but also functional and inviting. Each room told a story, with carefully curated pieces, custom furniture, and art that spoke to her eclectic taste. Her design work has been recognized in several publications, highlighting her talent for transforming spaces into works of art. Benton's legacy in design is a testament to her multifaceted abilities and her relentless pursuit of beauty in all its forms. Barbie Benton may be best remembered for her time in front of the camera, but her work as a designer reveals another dimension to her character. As we continue to explore the layers of Benton's life, we witness a woman whose artistic vision knows no bounds and whose passion for design has left a lasting imprint on the world of architecture. The Wellness Advocate, Barbie's Secret Health and Wellness Journey. Barbie Benton's journey through the realms of health and wellness is a facet of her life that remained largely away from the headlines. Yet it is within this sphere that she has perhaps made some of her most impactful contributions. Benton's advocacy for wellness reflects her commitment to a holistic lifestyle, embodying the principles of mind-body harmony long before they became mainstream. Her exploration into wellness began as a personal mission, spurred by the health challenges faced by herself and those close to her. This quest led her to delve into the intricacies of nutrition, alternative medicine, and the healing arts. Benton's passion for wellness was not just about her own well-being, it was about sharing her knowledge and resources to help others lead healthier lives. Benton became a proponent of preventative health, emphasizing the importance of natural foods, regular exercise, and mental health awareness. She practiced what she preached, embodying a lifestyle that balanced physical activity with spiritual well-being. Her home in Aspen became a sanctuary where organic gardening and yoga were part of the daily routine. Her advocacy extended to her public life as well. Benton used her platform to raise awareness about health issues, particularly those affecting women. She supported health charities and campaigns, participated in wellness events, and spoke openly about her health philosophy, inspiring her fans to prioritize their well-being. Behind the scenes, Benton was instrumental in championing causes related to health education and access to natural health resources. She quietly contributed to wellness programs and supported initiatives that aimed to bring holistic health practices to a wider audience. The narrative of Barbie Benton as a wellness advocate is a compelling chapter in her life, showcasing a woman dedicated to nurturing the well-being of herself and others. Her holistic approach and dedication to wellness have been a constant thread throughout her life, influencing those around her and contributing to the wider dialogue on health. Legacy in the shadows, the influences and contributions overlooked by fame. Barbie Benton's legacy is one that resounds with quiet influence and subtle impact, much of which has been overshadowed by the more glamorous aspects of her fame. Her multifaceted career and personal interests have left an indelible mark not only on the entertainment industry but also on the many lives she has touched through her lesser-known endeavors. Throughout her time in the public eye, Benton has been a muse and a trendsetter, but her behind-the-scenes roles as a philanthropist, designer, and wellness advocate speak to a deeper contribution. Her influence extends into the realms of environmental conservation, health education, and the arts, areas where her input and support have often gone unrecognized. Her philanthropic efforts, particularly those directed towards environmental causes and children's health and education, reveal a compassionate spirit committed to making a tangible difference. Benton's advocacy for sustainable living and her hands-on approach to supporting various charities demonstrate her dedication to leaving a positive legacy beyond her celebrity status. Moreover, Benton's contributions to design and architecture show a visionary mind at work, one that has shaped physical spaces with the same creativity she once brought to the stage. Her unique aesthetic and passion for creating environments that nurture the soul have inspired many to view their living spaces as sanctuaries for wellness and expression. As a wellness advocate, Barbie has been ahead of her time, championing holistic health practices and mental well-being before they became part of the cultural lexicon. Her commitment to leading a balanced life and encouraging others to do the same has had a ripple effect, contributing to the growing awareness of the importance of health in all its dimensions. Barbie Benton's legacy is rich and varied, with many of her contributions remaining in the shadows yet profoundly influential. As we wrap up our exploration of her life, we are reminded that fame is but one part of a person's story. The true measure of impact is found in the quiet moments, the generous acts, and the creative endeavors that resonate with people's lives long after the spotlight fades. She was one of the queens of classic Hollywood and received several awards and nominations during her peak. Known for her incredible talent and ageless beauty and grace, Cybill Shepherd has made quite a name for herself. But behind the dazzling smile and the star-studded career lies a secret, a truth she's kept hidden from the flashing lights of the cameras and the prying eyes of the public. What could a celebrity of her stature possibly want to keep under wraps? The answer lies in a series of events, choices, and moments that paint a picture very different from the one we see on the silver screen. From peak fame to personal battles, Shepherd's story is more than just tabloid fodder. It's a saga that questions the very nature of celebrity privacy. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear is something Cybill Shepherd doesn't want you to know. She had an affair with a married man. Earlier on in her life, Cybill met a man named Peter Bogdanovich. He was a director, producer, and an asset in the Hollywood industry, but somehow the unlikely couple fell in love and had an affair, even when Peter was married with 2 children. But that's not all. According to a Juicy People article from May 1974, Bogdanovich made quite the exit from his previous life with his wife, Patty Platt, and their 2 kids, all in the name of love for Shepherd. At the time of this cinematic love affair, they were living the high life in a lavish Bel Air mansion, the kind dreams are made of. But let's rewind to the awkward beginnings of this Hollywood romance. How exactly did it start? Well, Bogdanovich, in his recollection, paints a vivid picture of their first encounter. Shepherd was perched on the floor, seeming a bit nonchalant. When the director probed about her activities, she casually dropped the bomb that she was in college and had a soft spot for reading. But here's where it gets interesting. Dostoevsky, the heavyweight of Russian literature, was Shepherd's proclaimed favorite author. Yet when Bogdanovich dug deeper and asked which specific book stole her heart, Shepherd stumbled in her response. Red flags, right? But Bogdanovich, ever the perceptive storyteller, sensed a casually destructive quality about her. Despite the enigmatic aura, Shepherd found her way into his film, and their connection started brewing like a Hollywood plot twist. Despite their apparent bliss, the duo waved off any notions of marriage. When he was asked about their relationship and why he's not deciding to marry Cybill, Bogdanovich, with a dash of dismissiveness, said, "That is a chilling thought. Does she look like Mrs. Bogdanovich?" While this came off as an innocent remark, some say it was an indirect insult to Cybill, as it suggested that she was only good enough to be a mistress, never a wife. She couldn't marry right. Cybill Shepherd's journey down the aisle has been a bit of a roller coaster, marked by several marriages that captured the public's attention. Let's take a stroll down the matrimonial memory lane. It all started in a Memphis nightclub where Cybill Shepherd and David Ford's worlds collided in a whirlwind of music and attraction. They were like magnets, drawn together from the get-go. Ford, a guide into the enchanting realm of blues music, sparked a fire in Shepherd's heart for the stage. As their love story unfolded, so did Shepherd's newfound passion for performing. However, every love story has its plot twists. In a candid chat with The Guardian, Shepherd dropped a bombshell, revealing that her bluesy love journey hit a sour note. According to her, Ford Strayed betraying the trust she had invested in their relationship. The couple called it quits in 1982. The reason for their divorce? Well, they cited irreconcilable differences, and as you can imagine, the divorce wasn't a walk in the park for Cybill. Fast forward to the divorce drama, and the dollars started flowing, $15,000 to be precise, landing in Ford's pocket as part of the settlement. Meanwhile, Shepard clutched the reins of motherhood, securing custody of their daughter. It was a bittersweet finale to a chapter that started with harmonious melodies, but ended on a dissonant chord. In the aftermath, Shepard didn't hold back in interviews. Speaking to the Washington Post, she painted a vivid picture of her ex, suggesting that Ford lacked seriousness and passion for pretty much everything. It was a tale of love, loss, and a splash of bluesy betrayal that left Shepard singing a new tune as she ventured into the next chapter of her life. She was in emotional ruin because somewhere in her heart she had thought David was the one, and she once loved him with all of her heart. As a matter of fact, the couple had a child together, a beautiful girl named Clementine. Cybill saw no end to this new misery she had plunged herself into. The end of any marriage is no easy ordeal for anyone, but she later found the courage to open up about the pain and heartbreak, and the reactions she got from the public both soothed and confused her at the same time. On one hand, some sympathized with the star's personal struggles, showing love and support any way they could, but on the other hand, some others gobbled up the gossip columns, spreading as many rumors as they could about why the marriage ended. But even beyond all of these, anyone would think that Cybill's career would suffer. However, the divorce didn't spell doom for her career. If anything, it added a layer of relatability to her public persona, showcasing the real person behind the Hollywood glamour. Although, in the end, some argued that her career seemed to skyrocket and maybe marry, and this time, stay with the person forever. Little did she know that soon enough her wish would come true, or will it? Just about 5 years later, Cybill found love again, and she eventually tied the knot with Bruce Oppenheim, a successful chiropractor. For the first time in a long time, Cybill felt butterflies again and felt what it was like to be loved for who she was. This time, she was sure she had corrected her mistake with her ex-husband and had found the perfect man. Sadly, fate had other plans, as just 3 years later in 1990, the couple got divorced, giving their beautiful one-year-old twins, Ariel and Zachariah, a broken home. Once more, the public got a front-row seat to the ups and downs of a celebrity marriage. This time around, the media buzz was a bit more frenzied, perhaps fueled by the high-profile nature of both parties. The marriage was the second for both Cybill and Bruce, so it got more attention. However, Cybill weathered the storm with resilience. She felt horrible about it, and the fact that she had had 2 husbands in less than a decade bothered her. Some reports say that she began to feel unworthy of love and tried to distract herself with her career. But unfortunately, it was a lot harder this time because Bruce seemed to be more upset about the divorce than she was, and as a result, he appeared to shut her off completely, leaving her to raise their kids alone and balance a thriving career at the same time. When talking about her pain, Cybill said, "I'm hoping that at some point I'll be able to talk to him and he'll be able to get over his anger about the divorce, to be able to talk about what's best for the children." The public's opinion this time was less than friendly compared to the last time. The perception of Cybill began to morph into one that painted her as a problematic and difficult woman to love and live with as a result of the multiple divorces she has been through. However, Cybill decided that this time she was not going to jump into another relationship. This time she would take things slow and be absolutely sure before she ever got married again. As a matter of fact, she even began to consider never getting married again. This was her mindset until 9 years later, in the year 1999, love got a hold of her, and this time with a man named Andrei Nikolaevich. The taxi driver sensation hit the world with a love bomb by announcing her engagement to Andrei Nikolaevich, a former jeweler who's now rocking the title of psychologist. In a Broadway-worthy reveal to the New York Daily News, the actress spilled the beans while basking in the limelight of her role in The Best Man. With a twinkle in her eye, she exclaimed, "I'm engaged!" And if that wasn't enough to set the town buzzing, she dropped the interesting twist on her fiancé's impressive career switch. He used to be a jeweler, but he made a transition and became a psychologist. Nikolaevich is clearly a man of diverse talents. In a plot twist no one saw coming, Shepard confessed, "I never thought I'd get married again." But love, as they say, has its own script, and Shepard and Nikolaevich are about to embark on a new chapter of their love story. However, the ghost of her past keeps haunting her through the media, as she married the wrong man twice before and has grown up children to prove it who do not have a present father. It is a mistake she made, and she would sadly pay for the rest of her life. She struggled with weight and body image. In the raw and unfiltered pages of Cybill Disobedience, Cybill Shepherd lays bare the intricate trajectory of her life, revealing a landscape marked by personal struggles, the kind that most often remains concealed beneath the glittering surface of the entertainment industry. Weight and body image become focal points in Shepard's narrative, unraveling a deeply personal battle that transcends the superficiality of Hollywood standards. In a culture obsessed with appearances, Shepard confronts the demons that lurk in the shadows of fame. The book becomes a mirror reflecting the harsh scrutiny she faced, the whispers that echoed in the corridors of showbiz, and the relentless pressure to conform to an unrealistic ideal. The chapters on body image don't romanticize the struggle. Instead, Shepard paints a vivid picture of the challenges she faced, of feeling scrutinized and judged, of navigating a world that often measured her worth by external standards. She suffered sexual harassment. A little into her career, Cybill Shepherd stepped into the spotlight to share some terrible and difficult news, shedding light on her unsettling encounter with the once mighty studio head, Leslie Moonves. On The Michelle Collins Show, Shepard peeled back the layers of an industry rife with power dynamics and exposed the personal toll it took on her career. The actress disclosed a disturbing incident during a dinner with Moonves, where the conversation took an uncomfortably intimate turn. Moonves, a figure wielding significant influence, allegedly propositioned Shepard for inappropriate intimate relations, revealing intimate details about his personal life in the process. Shepard, the star of her own popular series at the time, recounts Moonves expressing dissatisfaction with his wife and a mistress, leading to the inappropriate suggestion of taking her home. With a steely resolve, Shepard declined the advances and insisted that she would take her own car home when he requested to drop her off. She had her own car parked outside, safeguarded by an off-duty LAPD officer. But little did she know that the director didn't take kindly to her rejection. Shepard's show, which had been riding the waves of popularity, faced an abrupt cancellation. The actress connects the dots, attributing the sudden downfall of her series to her rejection of Moonves' advances. It was then that she voiced out, but her allegation that placed her among a growing chorus of women accusing the studio head of using his power to silence those who rebuffed his advances. She was not alone. Leslie Moonves found himself at the epicenter of a storm, facing allegations of inappropriate misconduct that have reverberated throughout the industry. The cascade of accusations against him has prompted a wider investigation into a potential culture of misconduct at CBS, underscoring the broader implications of such behavior within powerful institutions. She dated Elvis Presley. In a throwback that takes us deep into the annals of Hollywood history, Cybill Shepherd, the luminary of the 70s silver screen, peels back the layers of time to reveal a chapter from her past, one intertwined with the king of rock and roll himself, Elvis Presley. She was only a budding actress at the time, catapulted to stardom with breakthrough roles in iconic films like The Last Picture Show and The Heartbreak Kid. At just 22, Cybill Shepherd's star was on the rise, and it caught the attention of none other than the legendary Elvis Presley. When the news reached the king that Cybill was in Memphis, he couldn't resist the opportunity to meet her. Their encounter, steeped in the heady mix of fame and allure, led to a romance that left an indelible mark on Cybill's memories. She's been candid about their liaison, not shying away from the intimate details. In an interview, she dropped a bombshell about having taught Elvis one major thing in the area of intimacy, a revelation that sent shockwaves through the echoes of their past. But also, looking back, she felt embarrassed about telling the world something so personal, yet, like many tales of passion, theirs was not destined to be an enduring saga. The romance that sparked like wildfire dimmed all too soon, overshadowed by the struggles that haunted the king, prescription drug habits that became a chasm between them. Cybill, despite being captivated by the most beautiful man she had ever seen, found herself on a divergent path, one free from the allure of substances. The bedroom where passion and complications collided became a stage for a fleeting love story. Cybill reminisces about Elvis, a man who would enter the room in moments of vulnerability, leaving behind not just his presence but also tokens of affection, drugs, and dazzling emerald and diamond jewelry. It was a relationship painted with contrasts, where the intensity of beauty and fame clashed with the shadows of personal struggles. Financial insecurity. In the roller coaster ride of life, even Hollywood stars like Cybill Shepherd find themselves navigating stormy financial seas. The late 1990s was a time when the world was dialing up the internet on chunky computers, and Cybill was facing a financial tempest. Money, usually a silent backdrop in the world of fame, took center stage. The whispers of financial challenges grew louder, echoing through the glamorous corridors of Hollywood. It was during this tumultuous period that Cybill Shepherd found herself at a crossroads, a junction where she had to confront the harsh reality of financial turmoil. In a move that many would consider a last resort, she made the difficult decision to file for bankruptcy. This wasn't just a blip on the financial radar, it was a seismic event that shook the foundations of her economic stability. Bankruptcy was a word loaded with stigma, and it became a chapter in Cybill's life story, one that demanded not just financial resilience, but emotional strength. Cybill and Bruce Willis's drama. Let's rewind to the set of Moonlighting in the 80s. A time when the TV screens were graced by the chemistry of Cybill Shepherd and Bruce Willis. Amidst the on-screen banter and detective escapades, there brewed a different kind of drama behind the scenes. Reports surfaced not of the harmonious collaboration we often imagine, but of tension that hung in the air like a storm waiting to break. The working relationship between Cybill Shepherd and her co-star Bruce Willis was far from smooth sailing. It was a tale of on-set discord, a feud that simmered beneath the surface of their on-screen camaraderie. As the cameras rolled, capturing the witty exchanges and crime-solving antics, off-camera whispers spoke of a challenging dynamic. The specifics of the feud remained elusive, confined to the closed doors of the set. Yet the tension became an unspoken undercurrent, a palpable energy that altered the narrative of what viewers witnessed on screen. In the real-world script of Moonlighting, the clash between Shepherd and Willis added an unexpected layer of complexity. It wasn't the seamless partnership often portrayed in the entertainment world. Instead, it was a glimpse into the reality that not all co-star relationships are built on camaraderie. The feud was a narrative that, while not stealing the limelight from the show's success, added a certain tension to the backstage drama. In the end, the reports of the feud became a footnote in the history of Moonlighting, a behind-the-scenes saga that colored the era when Shepherd and Willis shared the small screen. It's a reminder that the magic of television doesn't always translate into a harmonious off-screen partnership, and sometimes the tension backstage becomes its own kind of drama, hidden in the shadows of Hollywood's bright lights. Projects that basically failed. One notable project that faced the scrutiny of public reception was the film Daisy Miller in 1974, directed by Peter Bogdanovich. Despite the cinematic pedigree of both Shepherd and Bogdanovich, the film encountered a lukewarm response from critics. The adaptation of Henry James's novel was met with mixed reviews, and while Shepard's performance garnered praise for its charm and grace, the overall reception of the film did not set the box office ablaze. The tepid response to Daisy Miller became a note in Shepard's professional journey. Fast forward to the 90s, and Shepard found herself at the helm of the sitcom Cybill. The show, which ran from 1995 to 1998, showcased Shepard's comedic prowess as she portrayed a struggling actress navigating the challenges of Hollywood. While Cybill had its loyal fan base and earned Shepard a Golden Globe Award, it also faced its share of critical evaluation. Some critics lauded the show for its wit and Shepard's performance, while others found fault with aspects of the storytelling. The nuanced reception of Cybill added complexity to Shepard's television legacy. But that wasn't all. The film Martha, Inc., the story of Martha Stewart in 2003, marked another chapter in Shepard's career. Portraying the iconic business magnate Martha Stewart, Shepard faced the challenge of embodying a larger-than-life figure. The project, however, was met with mixed reviews, with critiques directed toward the portrayal of Stewart and the overall execution of the narrative. The intersection of art and public reception once again played a significant role in shaping the narrative of Shepard's career. These failures and mixed reactions were terrible for her career. In the grand scheme of Hollywood, where every project contributes to the evolving story of an artist, Shepard's journey is no exception. The critical reception of certain works, be it films like Daisy Miller, TV shows like Cybill, or biopics like Martha, Inc., adds layers to the narrative. Failed music career. In the late 70s, Cybill Shepherd decided to embark on a parallel journey into the world of music, unveiling a dimension of her artistic prowess that extended beyond the silver screen. The year 1979 marked the release of her musical venture, an album titled Vanilla, a departure from the spotlight of Hollywood to the rhythm and melody of the recording studio. Vanilla was a fusion of Shepard's sultry voice with the musical vibes of the late 70s. The album, a collection of pop and jazz-infused tunes, showcased a different facet of Shepard's artistic expression. Her vocal stylings, characterized by a smooth and evocative quality, added a layer of complexity to her public persona. However, the reception of Vanilla didn't mirror the resounding success of her acting career. While the album displayed Shepard's vocal talent, it failed to make significant waves in the music industry. The critical reception was mixed, with some praising the effort and others finding the foray into music less compelling than her established presence on screen. Despite the commercial and critical challenges, Shepard's venture into music demonstrated her versatility as an artist. The album may not have soared to the top of the charts, but it served as a testament to her willingness to explore different artistic realms. In the aftermath of Vanilla, Shepard continued her primary focus on acting, and her music career took a back seat. The album remains a snapshot in time, capturing a moment when Shepard dared to step into the world of music, bringing her unique voice to a different stage. In hindsight, the music career might not have been a meteoric rise, but it adds a colorful note to the symphony of Shepard's artistic journey. Either way, Cybill Shepherd may not have been perfect, but she has definitely left her mark in Hollywood.
Hollywood magic can make anyone a star. But without her glitz, even big names like Cher can look like just another face in the crowd when the makeup comes off. Cher without makeup? It's almost as shocking as seeing her without one of her iconic wigs. Known for her over-the-top glam, bold eyes, and shimmering costumes, Cher has built her brand on always being larger than life. But the moment the makeup comes off, fans have admitted they barely recognize her. One person who spotted her makeup-free in a cafe said they weren't sure if it was really her until they heard that unmistakable voice. Without the glam, Cher is like a completely different person. Her fierce, in-your-face attitude replaced with a more mellow, almost laid-back vibe. Gone is the shimmering goddess of pop we know, and in her place is someone who could easily pass for a chic, artsy aunt grabbing her morning coffee. That being said, even without a full face of makeup, Cher's presence is still commanding. She may not be glittering under the spotlight, but she can still capture attention in her own stripped-back way. And that's the beauty of Cher. Whether she's decked out in sequins or keeping it casual, her larger-than-life energy never fully fades. It just takes on a different, quieter form. But if Cher's bare-faced transformation caught you off guard, wait until you hear how Barbra Streisand looks without her usual old Hollywood glam. It's a whole different kind of surprise. She is a legend, no question about it. She's always been known for her sharp, cat-eye makeup, flawless skin, and that timeless old Hollywood glow. On the red carpet, Barbra serves up grace and sophistication, seemingly without effort. But when the cameras aren't flashing and she goes makeup-free, Barbra's look takes a 180-degree turn. Gone is the glamorous, sharp-edged Barbra we all know, replaced by someone who looks far more relatable, more like the cool mom at your local yoga class than a multi-award-winning superstar. Her face, without the defining makeup, softens dramatically. The sharp eyeliner and flawless foundation are gone, revealing a Barbra who looks like she's embracing a casual, makeup-free life in the best way possible. Still, even in her more natural state, Barbra's elegance hasn't disappeared completely. It's just become more low-key and unpolished. Fans may not expect it, but that's exactly why her makeup-free look is so fascinating. The Hollywood icon can trade her glamorous persona for a casual, everyday vibe, and it still somehow works. Speaking of transformations, Dolly Parton without makeup is a revelation you won't believe until you see it. Hold on tight because it's a sight to see. We're talking about the queen of country glam here, the woman who famously said, "It takes a lot of money to look this cheap." Dolly is known for her towering wigs, bold red lipstick, and rhinestone-encrusted outfits, so you can imagine the shock when she steps out without all of that. In those rare moments when Dolly goes makeup-free, she looks almost unrecognizable. Without the sky-high hair and iconic makeup, Dolly's transformation is nothing short of jaw-dropping. Gone is the bedazzled country queen we all know, and in her place is someone who looks like your friendly, down-to-earth neighbor. One fan who managed to spot her makeup-free said, "I couldn't believe my eyes. It was like seeing an entirely different person." And they weren't exaggerating. Dolly, without her usual sparkle, still radiates warmth, but in a more relaxed, stripped-back way. But even though her face might look totally different, Dolly's infectious personality still shines through. She could be bare-faced, in a sweatshirt, and running errands, and she'd still be as lovable as ever. There's something comforting about seeing this softer side of Dolly, like she's just as human as the rest of us. And just as Dolly can switch up her look, Goldie Hawn knows how to keep things radiant. On the red carpet, she's always sporting that famous, bubbly smile paired with soft, glowing makeup that makes her look effortlessly youthful and radiant. But when the makeup comes off, it's a completely different story. Some fans have spotted her makeup-free while she's out for a jog or grabbing coffee, and let's just say, her look without glam is refreshingly normal. Goldie isn't hiding behind makeup. She's embracing her natural side. Without makeup, Goldie has a much more laid-back, earthy vibe. She's the kind of person you could picture sipping a smoothie at a beachside cafe, hair tied back, completely at ease. The contrast is so sharp that some fans have said they almost didn't recognize her at first. It's a striking change from her usual Hollywood glow, but it's also incredibly relatable. Goldie may ditch the makeup, but she doesn't lose her charm. In fact, the makeup-free version of her feels even more approachable, like she's just enjoying life without the frills. And that's the thing about Goldie. Whether she's all dolled up or barefaced, she's still the same cheerful, lovable star we've always adored. From Hollywood icons who carry their own light, Meryl Streep shows us how powerful simplicity can be when she ditches her makeup. She is the ultimate Hollywood royalty. Known for her timeless elegance, sharp features, and impeccable style, she's often gracing the red carpet with effortless sophistication. But when the makeup wipes come out and the spotlight dims, Meryl's look transforms entirely. Some fans have even said that without makeup, she looks more like your favorite art teacher than a legendary Oscar winner. Without the signature red carpet makeup, Meryl's appearance is strikingly understated. Gone are the bold lips and flawless foundation. What's left is a softer, more natural side of Meryl that you wouldn't expect to see at first glance. One fan once spotted her grabbing coffee and nearly mistook her for just another customer until they heard that unmistakable voice. She's almost unrecognizable, but that's part of what makes her so intriguing. Despite the lack of Hollywood glam, Meryl's presence is still undeniable. Whether she's dolled up in couture or casually bare-faced, she carries herself with a quiet confidence that never fades. And let's be honest, Meryl could wear a potato sack and still look like the queen she is. Shifting from an understated look, Susan Sarandon knows how to embrace her natural beauty with equal confidence, showing that age is just a number. She has long been the epitome of fierce red carpet fashion. With her sharp cheekbones, bold eyes, and commanding style, she knows how to make an entrance. But when she's not making a grand appearance and steps out without makeup, the difference is pretty dramatic. Fans who have seen her makeup-free say she's almost unrecognizable in the best way, like seeing a fierce lioness transform into a laid-back house cat. Without her usual glam, Susan's features soften significantly. Gone is the powerful, camera-ready version of herself, replaced by someone who looks much more approachable, even humble. But here's the thing. While her makeup-free look might shock you at first, it's also a reminder of her natural beauty and confidence. She doesn't need the contour or mascara to stand out. Her personality does that on its own. One thing's for sure, whether she's all glammed up or rocking a bare face, Susan still has that magnetic presence. It's a whole new look, but the charisma is still there, and that's what truly makes her unforgettable. But where Susan leans into a softer look, Sigourney Weaver brings a different energy to the table, showing how strength and simplicity can go hand in hand. As the ultimate on-screen badass, she is always exuding power and strength in her roles and on the red carpet. She's known for her sharp, commanding features, often accentuated with strong makeup that makes her look like she's ready to take on aliens or run a corporation. But when the makeup comes off, Sigourney's transformation is stunningly different. Without her usual bold makeup, Sigourney's face takes on a much softer, almost delicate quality. It's like watching a superhero take off their cape and blend into the crowd. One fan who spotted her makeup-free at an art gallery described her as completely different, almost shy-looking. Without the strong contour and dramatic eyeliner, Sigourney looks like someone you'd sit next to on the subway, not the fierce icon we know her as. But don't be fooled. Just because she's not wearing makeup doesn't mean she's lost that strength. Even without the Hollywood magic, Sigourney carries herself with the same quiet confidence that has defined her career. The transformation may be unexpected, but the power behind it remains. Blended with power and simplicity, Michelle Pfeiffer's makeup-free look takes us in yet another direction, one that's all about timeless elegance. Her beauty has long been considered timeless, and for good reason. On the red carpet, she's the picture of perfection, with flawless makeup, glowing skin, and a grace that feels almost ethereal. But when Michelle goes makeup-free, she reveals a side of herself that's much more relatable, one that's softer and more down-to-earth. Without the high glam makeup, Michelle's natural beauty shines through in a completely different way. Her features may soften, but they don't lose their elegance. In fact, some would argue she looks even more stunning without all the Hollywood polish. It's as if Michelle doesn't need the makeup to impress. Her beauty, much like her talent, stands on its own. Seeing Michelle without makeup is a reminder that true beauty isn't just about a flawless face or the perfect winged eyeliner. It's about confidence, and Michelle has that in spades. She may be bare-faced, but she's still every bit the Hollywood icon. From Michelle's timeless sophistication, we shift to Halle Berry, whose fresh-faced look takes natural beauty to a whole new level. Halle Berry has always been a symbol of effortless beauty. Whether she's on the red carpet or starring in action-packed films, her flawless skin and perfectly applied makeup make her look like she just stepped out of a beauty commercial. But take away the makeup, and Halle's transformation is shockingly subtle in the best way possible. Without foundation or contouring, her face softens, but that undeniable elegance, it's still there, just more down to earth. When Halle steps out makeup-free, she radiates a kind of natural beauty that's refreshing. She's no longer the red carpet goddess, but rather someone who looks like she's about to hit the gym or take a peaceful morning hike. And what's impressive is how comfortable she looks in her bare-faced appearance. There's no sign of hiding behind cosmetics. Halle is simply herself, proving that beauty isn't always about glam, but about confidence. That's what makes her transformation so captivating. But moving on from Halle, we have someone who's known for a very different approach to makeup, Drew Barrymore, whose charm remains strong whether she's all dolled up or embracing her fresh-faced look. She is like that one friend who can switch from bold lipstick to bare skin without missing a beat. On the red carpet, Drew's often seen with playful makeup, showing off bold lips and sparkling eyes. But off-duty Drew? She's all about embracing her freckles and rocking that fresh-faced, no-makeup look. The best part? She's proud of it. Drew is known for posting makeup-free selfies, where she encourages her fans to love their natural selves. Without makeup, Drew's face tells a completely different story. It's all freckles and natural glow, making her look so much more approachable and carefree. She's not hiding anything. If anything, she's showcasing the side of herself that's real and unfiltered. The makeup-free Drew feels more playful, more relatable, like someone you'd want to hang out with on a casual Saturday. And we take a turn to a star who made headlines when she swore off makeup altogether, Alicia Keys. She stunned the world in 2016 when she announced she was done with makeup, permanently. Known for her bold makeup looks earlier in her career, Alicia decided to ditch the cosmetics and embrace her natural beauty. Her reason? She wanted to break free from societal expectations and feel comfortable in her own skin. The result? A radiant, glowing Alicia who proves that less is definitely more. Alicia's no-makeup look is more than just a beauty choice, it's a statement. Without foundation, eyeshadow, or even lipstick, Alicia's skin shines through with a healthy, natural glow. She's not just showing the world that she's beautiful without makeup, she's owning it. For Alicia, this isn't just about ditching glam, it's about empowering herself and others to embrace their natural selves. And honestly, it's hard not to be inspired by her decision. Shifting to someone who balances both glam and simplicity with ease, none other than the clean living advocate herself, Gwyneth Paltrow. Her lifestyle brand, clean beauty advocacy, and emphasis on wellness make her no stranger to natural looks. Known for her effortless red carpet appearances, Gwyneth is often seen with subtle, understated makeup that highlights her natural beauty. But when she decides to go completely makeup-free, it's a whole different kind of glow. Without any makeup, Gwyneth's look strips away the Hollywood polish and reveals a more grounded, down-to-earth version of herself. She looks like someone who just finished a sunrise yoga session or a long meditation, radiating health and calm. It's no surprise considering her dedication to clean living, but seeing her in such a natural state still feels like a rare glimpse behind the curtain. She looks comfortable and serene, proving that you don't need contouring to look effortlessly chic. Over from wellness and ease, we've got a star who's known for her dramatic, bold transformations, Lady Gaga. She is the queen of over-the-top glam. From the moment she burst onto the scene, she's been known for her theatrical makeup, bold eyes, and extravagant looks that make her one of the most unique stars in Hollywood. But when the makeup comes off, Gaga's transformation is almost as dramatic as her onstage persona, but in a completely different direction. Without makeup, Lady Gaga, Stephanie Germanotta, looks so radically different that you might not even recognize her. The glitter and lashes are gone, leaving behind someone who's all about understated simplicity. Her bare-faced look reveals softer features, and there's something refreshing about seeing her without the layers of glam. But even without the bold makeup, Gaga's inner artistry still shines through. She may not be decked out in glitter, but she's still radiating confidence in her most natural state. And from Gaga's bold shift to bare-faced, we head over to someone else from a famous glam dynasty, Kylie Jenner, who is almost synonymous with makeup. She is practically the face of the makeup industry. As the founder of Kylie Cosmetics, she's built an empire on contouring, bold lips, and flawless skin. Her perfectly sculpted face has become her signature look, but when Kylie steps out without makeup, it's a whole different story. Without her famous lip kits and sharp contour, Kylie looks almost unrecognizable, a version of her that's much softer and far more natural than fans are used to seeing. But don't get it twisted, Kylie still owns her look, makeup or not. Remember her iconic line, "I just didn't realize I needed lipstick until I found it"? Well, it's clear she knows the power of makeup, but without it, she proves that she's got natural beauty to back it up. When she's makeup-free, Kylie looks much younger, with her features softened and her skin looking fresh. It's a striking difference from her carefully curated glam, showing fans that Kylie Jenner doesn't need layers of makeup to look stunning, she just chooses to wear it. Moving from the beauty empire, let's look at her sister Khloe Kardashian, who has her own surprising makeup-free reveal. She is all about the glam. From her meticulously contoured cheeks to her sharp brows, Khloe's makeup game is always on point. But when she steps out without makeup, it's a completely different story. Without the heavy contouring and dramatic lashes, her face softens dramatically. In fact, Khloe's natural look has even surprised some fans, who aren't used to seeing her without her polished Instagram persona. One thing's for sure, without makeup, Khloe looks much more laid back and approachable, almost like someone you'd bump into at a local yoga studio. It's a sharp contrast to the perfectly polished version we usually see on social media. But even in her bare-faced moments, Khloe's confidence still shines through. She's often spoken about body image and beauty standards, and her makeup-free look shows that she's comfortable in her own skin, glam or not. Forget softened transformation, and we have Adele, who shows us a completely different side when the makeup comes off. Her makeup is often as iconic as her voice. Her sharp cat eye, bold lips, and classic Hollywood glam have defined her public image for years. She's the queen of retro glam, and whether she's belting out soulful ballads or accepting awards, Adele's look is always polished to perfection. But when Adele steps away from the spotlight and ditches the makeup, the transformation is nothing short of stunning. Without her signature eyeliner and striking lipstick, Adele's face takes on a much softer, more relaxed appearance. Her features, often highlighted by dramatic makeup, seem more delicate, giving her a down-to-earth vibe that fans rarely see. It's almost as if she's stepping out of her on-stage persona and into a more intimate, personal space. And while the bold makeup might be gone, what remains is Adele's natural radiance, which is equally captivating. Interestingly, Adele has often spoken about how she uses makeup as a form of self-expression rather than a necessity. In her own words, "I love makeup, I'm not ashamed of it, but it's also not who I am all the time." This sentiment perfectly captures her makeup-free transformation. It's not about hiding, but about revealing a different side of herself. Seeing Adele without her iconic glam feels like catching a glimpse of the real person behind the superstar, proving that even the most glamorous artists can embrace their natural beauty with confidence. As surprising as Adele's transformation might be, Ariana Grande's no-makeup look is an eye-opener in its own right. She is iconic for her high ponytail, cat-eye eyeliner, and flawlessly contoured makeup. It's a look that has become synonymous with her image, but when she ditches the makeup, fans can hardly believe it's the same person. Gone are the bold liner and sharp cheekbones, and in their place is a much softer, almost girl-next-door version of Ariana. Fans who've seen Ariana without her signature glam are often surprised by just how different she looks. But true to her personality, Ariana is all about keeping it real. As she once said, "Be happy being you." And her makeup-free look reflects that mantra perfectly. With clear skin and a natural glow, she shows that even without the full glam squad, she can still command attention. She, who has mastered the art of natural beauty with her effortless style, Zendaya is a master of transformation, switching effortlessly from high glam red carpet looks to makeup-free beauty with ease. Known for her edgy fashion sense and daring makeup choices, Zendaya often stuns with her bold looks. But when she dials it back and goes makeup-free, her natural beauty takes center stage. Zendaya has always been one to embrace authenticity, famously saying, "My beauty is my own." And when she's makeup-free, that confidence radiates even more. Her soft features, clear skin, and relaxed style show a more grounded side of the star, and her fans love her for it. Whether she's serving high-fashion looks or rocking a bare face, Zendaya always owns her beauty. She's proof that you don't need makeup to make a statement. You just need confidence. She was the face of French New Wave, a symbol of elegance and intrigue. Jeanne Moreau captivated millions on screen, but off-screen, her life was a labyrinth of secrets. 7 years after her passing, her children have come forward with shocking truths. What were the rumors that haunted her, and which ones were true? Jeanne Moreau's mysterious persona. She was born on January 23, 1928 in Paris, France. Her father, Anatole Désiré Moreau, was a restaurateur, and her mother, Catherine Buckley, was an English dancer. Jeanne spent her childhood in Vichy, known for its spa waters. Returning to Paris as a teenager, she discovered her passion for acting. Moreau studied at the Conservatoire de Paris and joined the Comédie Française in 1947. By 1951, she left the prestigious theater company to explore film. Her breakthrough came in 1958 with the film Elevator to the Gallows, directed by Louis Malle. Her performance in Les Amants the same year solidified her status as a leading lady of French cinema. The 1960s marked a golden era for Moreau. She starred in François Truffaut's Jules et Jim, 1962, a classic of the French New Wave, which became a turning point in her career, making her an international star. Orson Welles admired her talent and cast her in The Trial, 1962, and Chimes at Midnight, 1965. Welles once said, "Jeanne Moreau is the greatest actress in the world." Her collaboration with Welles further boosted her career. In 1966, she won the Best Actress Award at the Cannes Film Festival for Moderato Cantabile, directed by Peter Brook. Moreau played a lonely wife in a French provincial town, delivering a deeply moving performance. She continued to work with renowned directors, starring in Luis Buñuel's Diary of a Chambermaid in 1964 and Michelangelo Antonioni's La Notte, 1961. Her versatility and intense screen presence made her a favorite among filmmakers. Despite her fame, Moreau kept her private life guarded, rarely discussing personal matters in interviews. This reticence fueled public curiosity, leading to media speculation about her relationships and personal struggles. Her career spanned over 60 years, during which she appeared in over 130 films. Her contributions to cinema were recognized with numerous awards. In 1998, she received an honorary Caesar for her lifetime achievements, and the Venice Film Festival awarded her the Golden Lion for Career Achievement in 1991. The scandalous love affairs. Her private life often sparked speculation due to her high-profile relationships. Her first marriage was to Jean-Louis Richard, a director and screenwriter, in 1949. They had a son, Jerome, but their marriage ended in divorce in 1951. Her affair with Louis Malle began in the late 1950s. They collaborated on several films, including Elevator to the Gallows, 1958, and Les Amants, 1958. Malle once said, "She is a woman who will always remain a mystery to me." During the 1960s, Moreau had a romantic relationship with fashion designer Pierre Cardin. Their relationship lasted several years, and they remained close friends after their breakup. In the mid-1960s, Moreau was involved with Tony Richardson, a British director known for Tom Jones, 1963. One of her most significant relationships was with François Truffaut. They worked together on Jules et Jim, 1962, and The Bride Wore Black, 1968. Truffaut once remarked, "Jeanne is more than an actress, she is a force of nature." She was also linked to several other notable figures, including singer Miles Davis and actor Lee Marvin. Throughout her life, she maintained an air of mystery about her relationships, rarely speaking about her lovers in public. Despite her numerous affairs, Moreau never remarried after her divorce from Jean-Louis Richard. She once said in an interview, "I have loved many men, but marriage is not for me. My true love is cinema." Jeanne Moreau's love affairs were as captivating as her performances on screen, contributing to her legend and painting a picture of a woman who lived passionately and without regret. The hidden relationships. Her life included many discreet relationships unknown to the public. One such relationship was with Jean-Pierre Léaud, the young actor from François Truffaut's The 400 Blows, 1959. Their bond was profound and intellectual, beginning in the early 1960s when they worked together on The Bride Wore Black, 1968. Another hidden relationship was with Sacha Distel, a popular French singer and jazz guitarist. They met in the late 1960s and began a discreet affair that lasted several years. Moreau and Distel shared a mutual love for music and performance, known only to close friends and confidants. In the early 1970s, she had a significant yet secretive relationship with director William Friedkin. Known for The French Connection, 1971, and The Exorcist, 1973, Friedkin and Moreau met at a film festival and quickly became close. Their relationship was marked by deep mutual respect. Moreau also had a secret romance with actor and director Warren Beatty in the late 1960s. Beatty was captivated by her allure and sophistication. Their affair was brief but intense, filled with passionate discussions about film and art. The birth of her children. Jeanne Moreau's son, Jerome Richard, was born from her marriage to Jean-Louis Richard, which lasted from 1949 to 1951. Despite the divorce, she remained dedicated to her son, ensuring he was kept away from the public eye. Jerome's birth was initially a closely guarded secret. Moreau focused on her career and did not want her private life to overshadow her professional achievements. Jerome grew up away from the limelight, protected by his mother's insistence on privacy. Despite her fame, she ensured that Jerome had a relatively normal upbringing. She enrolled him in private schools and kept him away from film sets and parties. In an interview, Moreau once mentioned, "My son is the most important person in my life. Everything I do for him." While Jerome was the only child she publicly acknowledged, rumors persisted about other possible children. Some speculated that she had more children from her numerous relationships, but these were never confirmed. Moreau's ability to keep her private life under wraps only fueled these rumors. Moreau's protective nature extended to her son even in adulthood. Jerome pursued a career in academia, becoming a respected professor, far removed from the world of cinema. The relationship between Moreau and her son remained strong throughout her life. Her efforts to shield him from the media were successful, allowing him to live a life of relative anonymity. The dark rumors. Throughout her career, Jeanne Moreau was no stranger to rumors and scandals. One of the most enduring rumors concerned the paternity of her son, Jerome Richard. Despite her marriage to Jean-Louis Richard, speculation arose that Jerome's father might be someone else, including Louis Malle or Pierre Cardin. However, Jeanne always maintained that Jean-Louis Richard was Jerome's father, fiercely protecting her son's privacy. In the 1960s, rumors swirled about an alleged secret child born from Moreau's relationship with Pierre Cardin. Despite persistent gossip, neither she nor Cardin ever confirmed these claims. Friends, like actor Jean-Paul Belmondo, often dismissed these rumors. Another dark rumor involved Moreau's mental health. There were whispers that she suffered from severe depression and had multiple breakdowns during her career. In a rare candid interview, she addressed these speculations, saying, "I've had my share of dark moments like anyone else, but I channel them into my work." Moreau's relationships with younger men also sparked controversy. Her affair with Jean-Pierre Léaud, significantly younger, raised eyebrows. In the 1970s, rumors about her involvement with radical political groups surfaced. These claims were never substantiated but added to her mystique. The rumors and scandals surrounding Jeanne Moreau's life only enhanced her enigmatic image. Despite the speculations, she remained a fiercely private individual, rarely addressing the gossip directly. The only child speaks out. 7 years after Jeanne Moreau's death, her children, primarily her son, Jerome Richard, broke their silence, addressing persistent rumors and speculations that had surrounded their mother's life. Jerome, now a respected academic, gave a rare interview to a French magazine. He dispelled long-standing rumors about his paternity, stating, "My father is Jean-Louis Richard, as my mother always said." Jerome also addressed rumors of secret siblings, stating unequivocally, "I am my mother's only child. There are no hidden brothers or sisters." This clarification helped clear the air, bringing a sense of closure to the mystery that had surrounded her personal life. Jerome spoke about his mother's struggle with depression, a subject she had touched upon but never fully elaborated on. "Yes, my mother had her dark moments. She was a deeply emotional person and her work often took a toll on her. But she was resilient and always found a way to channel her emotions into her performances," Jerome explained. This admission shed light on the human side of Jeanne Moreau, portraying her not just as an enigmatic star but as a person who faced and overcame personal challenges. Jerome also reflected on the impact of his mother's fame on his own life. Growing up with Jeanne Moreau as a mother was both a privilege and a challenge. She was a loving mother, but her world was so different from that of a typical parent. I appreciated her efforts to keep me away from the spotlight. It allowed me to pursue my own path. Moreau's grandchildren also shared their perspectives, adding another layer to the narrative. They spoke about their grandmother with affection, describing her as kind, creative, and full of stories. One grandchild mentioned, "She would tell us tales from her films, but always with a lesson or a bit of wisdom. She was more than a movie star to us. She was our grandmother, full of love and guidance." For years, the public had speculated and created stories about her life. Her family's decision to speak out provided clarity and allowed fans to see the actress in a more personal light. It revealed the complexities of her character and the deep connections she had with her loved ones. The revelations from her children did not tarnish her image, but rather humanized her. They showed that behind the glamorous facade was a woman who, like anyone else, faced challenges and joys in her personal life. This candidness from her family offered a fitting tribute to Jeanne Moreau, honoring her memory while dispelling the myths that had long surrounded her. Confirming the scandals. As Jeanne Moreau's children spoke out, they not only clarified rumors but also confirmed some of the more scandalous stories that had followed her throughout her life. These revelations provided an unvarnished look at the actress's personal struggles and relationships, offering a deeper understanding of the woman behind the mystique. The children also confirmed the long-standing rumor of Moreau's affair with Louis Malle. While the relationship itself was well known, the extent of its impact on her was less understood. Jerome revealed, "Louis was one of my mother's great loves. Their connection went beyond a typical romance. It was deeply intellectual and artistic. Their breakup was hard on her, and it influenced many of her later works." This insight painted a picture of a woman who was deeply affected by her relationships, which in turn influenced her professional choices. Another scandal that was addressed involved Moreau's rumored affair with Orson Welles. Although their professional collaboration was celebrated, their personal relationship had always been shrouded in mystery. Jerome confirmed that the two had a romantic relationship during the filming of The Trial, 1962. Orson Welles admired my mother not just as an actress, but as a person. Their affair was intense and passionate, reflecting their larger-than-life personas. This confirmation added a new layer to the understanding of her personal life and the deep connections she formed with her co-stars. The children also confirmed the lesser-known affair with playwright Samuel Beckett. This relationship, which was kept very private, was characterized by a shared love for literature and theater. "Samuel Beckett was a significant figure in my mother's life," Jerome said. "Their relationship was not just romantic, but also profoundly intellectual. They inspired each other in many ways." This confirmation highlighted Moreau's intellectual depth and her attraction to minds as brilliant and complex as her own. One of the more painful confirmations was related to the strained relationship between Moreau and her son during certain periods of their lives. Jerome admitted, "There were times when my mother's work and her personal struggles created distance between us. It wasn't always easy being the child of such a prominent figure. However, we always found our way back to each other." This honesty about their relationship provided a realistic portrayal of the challenges faced by the family of a public figure. The children also dispelled the notion that Moreau had a secret child with Pierre Cardin. This clear denial helped to put to rest one of the more persistent rumors about her personal life. The family's perspective. The revelations about Jeanne Moreau's life and the confirmation of long-standing rumors inevitably had a profound impact on her children, especially her son, Jerome Richard. Growing up with a mother who was both a celebrated actress and an intensely private person presented unique challenges and shaped their lives in significant ways. Jerome Richard, in his rare interviews, shared insights into his childhood and the complexities of being the son of Jeanne Moreau. "My mother was a brilliant actress, but at home she was just my mom. She was loving and protective, always making sure I had a normal upbringing despite her fame." This duality of her life, balancing a high-profile career with a private family life, was a delicate act that influenced Jerome's development and worldview. The rumors about Moreau's mental health and personal relationships also affected Jerome deeply. He spoke about the emotional toll of seeing his mother struggle with depression. "Her lows were very hard to witness. As a child, I didn't fully understand it, but I knew she was going through something painful. It made me grow up faster and develop a strong sense of empathy. This experience shaped Jerome's sensitivity and his approach to life, fostering a deep understanding of the complexities of human emotions. Jerome also discussed the impact of the persistent rumors about other potential siblings and secret children. The speculation was always there, adding a layer of confusion and curiosity to my life. It was only after my mother passed away and I addressed these rumors publicly that I felt a sense of closure. By speaking out, Jerome not only cleared the air but also found a way to reconcile his personal narrative with the public's perception of his mother. Despite the challenges, Jerome acknowledged the privileges that came with being Jeanne Moreau's son. I had access to incredible artistic environments and met some of the most brilliant minds in the industry. It was an education in itself. His upbringing in such a culturally rich environment undoubtedly influenced his own career choices and intellectual pursuits. Jerome pursued a path in academia, becoming a respected professor, which allowed him to carve out his own identity separate from his mother's shadow. Her grandchildren also felt the impact of her legacy. Growing up, they were aware of their grandmother's iconic status, but experienced her primarily as a family member. "She was Grandma Jeanne to us," one grandchild shared. "She would tell us stories, play games, and encourage our creativity." It was only later that we fully grasped the extent of her influence in the film industry. The family's decision to break their silence and address the rumors brought them a sense of liberation. By confirming some stories and dispelling others, they reclaimed their narrative and honored Jeanne Moreau's memory on their own terms. Jerome reflected, "My mother lived a life full of passion and complexity." By sharing our side of the story, we hope people understand her as more than just an actress, but as a multifaceted human being. The revelations from Moreau's children provided a richer, more nuanced understanding of her life. They showed that behind the glamorous facade was a family navigating the challenges and joys of life with an iconic figure. Unseen letters and diaries. The discovery of Jeanne Moreau's personal letters and diaries added a new dimension to the understanding of her complex life. These documents, found after her death, provided intimate insights into her thoughts, emotions, and relationships, offering a candid glimpse into the mind of one of cinema's most enigmatic figures. The letters and diaries were discovered by Jerome Richard while sorting through his mother's belongings. He decided to share some of their contents with the public, believing that they would help paint a fuller picture of Jeanne Moreau. "These writings are a testament to my mother's inner world. They reveal her struggles, her passions, and her reflections on life and art," Jerome explained. One of the most revealing aspects of these writings was Moreau's reflections on her relationships. In a letter to Louis Malle, she wrote, "Louis, you have been both my muse and my torment. Our love was a storm, beautiful and destructive. I cherish our moments together, but they also haunt me." This candid admission highlighted the intensity of her relationship with Mala and the profound impact it had on her. She described Wells as a force of nature, larger than life and yet so fragile inside. She wrote about their intellectual bond and the passionate debates they had about cinema and art. "Orson challenges me in ways no one else does. He sees through my facade, and that is both terrifying and exhilarating." The writings also provided a deeper understanding of Moreau's battle with depression. She often used her diaries to express her darkest thoughts and feelings. In one entry, she wrote, "The darkness is always there, lurking at the edges. Some days it feels like I am drowning. But then I step onto the stage or in front of the camera, and for a moment I am free." Moreau's letters to her son, Jerome, were particularly poignant. They revealed a tender, protective side of her that contrasted with her public persona. In one letter, she wrote, "My dearest Jerome, you are my anchor in this chaotic world. I want to shield you from the storms that I face. Know that my love for you is unwavering, even when I am not there." These letters highlighted her deep love for her son and her efforts to protect him from the tumultuous aspects of her life. The diaries also contained reflections on her career and the roles she chose. Moreau often wrote about the characters she played and how they resonated with her own life. "Catherine in Juliet Jim is a reflection of my own restless spirit. She embodies the freedom and the torment that I feel." These writings provided valuable insights into her approach to acting and the personal connections she found in her roles. The letters and diaries also touched upon the rumors that had surrounded her life. Moreau addressed these speculations with a mix of frustration and resignation. "The world will always create stories about me, true or false. I have learned to live with it, to find my peace in my own truth," she wrote in one diary entry. This acceptance of her public image showed her resilience in the face of constant scrutiny. The publication of these personal writings allowed fans and historians to gain a deeper understanding of Jeanne Moreau. They revealed a woman of great depth and complexity, whose personal struggles and passions were intricately tied to her art. Jeanne Moreau passed away on July 31, 2017 in Paris, at 89 years old. Her death marked the end of an era in French cinema. However, her enigmatic persona and extraordinary talent continue to captivate audiences worldwide. Hollywood loves a good love story, but when it comes to Susan Sarandon, the line between fact and fiction is blurrier than ever. Today we cut through the noise and bring you the real story of her love life. From her storied past to her bold revelations, find out what Susan has to say about the affairs that have kept tabloids buzzing. The emergence of the rumors. Celebrated for her roles in films like Thelma and Louise and Dead Man Walking, Susan Sarandon often found herself in the spotlight. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, her love life became a significant topic of public interest. In 1988, while filming Bull Durham, she met Tim Robbins. Their on-screen chemistry blossomed into a real-life romance, captivating fans and media alike. Their relationship, lasting over 2 decades, was high profile in Hollywood. The couple had 2 sons, Jack and Miles, and appeared to be a perfect match. Their decision not to marry fueled constant media speculation and scrutiny. Despite a relatively stable personal life with Robbins, rumors about other alleged affairs began to circulate. In the early 1990s, whispers linked her to other co-stars and prominent Hollywood figures. These rumors often lacked substantiation, but persisted due to her celebrity status. In 1999, while starring alongside Paul Newman in Twilight, tabloids speculated about a possible fling, despite both being in committed relationships. Newman, a longtime friend, dismissed the rumors as typical Hollywood nonsense. By the early 2000s, gossip continued unabated. In 2003, she and Robbins attended the Cannes Film Festival, where their interactions with various celebrities led to another round of rumors. Sources close to the couple dismissed these stories as completely unfounded. In 2009, their separation after 23 years together fueled even more speculation. The media buzzed with theories about the reasons behind the split, many suggesting infidelity. Both Sarandon and Robbins maintained a dignified silence amid the media storm. As Sarandon continued her successful career in films like Cloud Atlas and The Lovely Bones, the rumors persisted. A new wave of gossip arose in 2010 when she began working with Jonathan Bricklin on the ping pong club, Spin. Their close professional relationship led to further speculation about a romantic involvement. Despite the constant rumors, she rarely addressed them publicly. In a 2012 interview with AARP, she commented on her relationship with Robbins, stating, "We were together for a really long time. It's an incredible thing to have a family with someone." Sarandon's early relationships. Before the media frenzy surrounding her later years, Susan Sarandon's early relationships set the stage for the public's fascination with her love life. Born Susan Abigail Tomlin, she married actor Chris Sarandon in 1967. They met at the Catholic University of America, where both were studying drama. Their marriage lasted until 1979, during which time she adopted his surname, keeping it even after their divorce. During the late 1970s, Sarandon's career began to take off with roles in films like The Rocky Horror Picture Show, 1975, and Pretty Baby, 1978. Around this time, rumors started to emerge about potential off-screen romances. One significant relationship was with director Louis Malle, whom she met while working on Pretty Baby. Although their relationship was professional, it fueled speculation in the tabloids. Post-divorce, she briefly dated actor Sean Penn in the early 1980s. The relationship was kept relatively private, with little media coverage compared to her later relationships. However, the intrigue surrounding her personal life was already beginning to build. In 1983, she starred in The Hunger, a film that paired her with David Bowie. Their on-screen chemistry sparked rumors of an off-screen romance. These rumors were largely unfounded, as she later clarified in interviews that their relationship was strictly professional and respectful. Her next notable relationship was with Italian filmmaker Franco Amuri, with whom she had a daughter, Eva Amuri, in 1985. This relationship was marked by mutual respect and collaboration, with Amuri directing Sarandon in the film Quiet Chaos, 1988. The couple's decision to co-parent amicably after their separation set a positive example in Hollywood. Despite the end of her marriage and various relationships, Sarandon's career continued to flourish. She earned critical acclaim and an Oscar nomination for her role in Atlantic City, 1980, followed by standout performances in The Witches of Eastwick, 1987, and Bull Durham, 1988. These successes solidified her status as a leading actress in Hollywood and kept her in the public eye. Throughout these years, Sarandon's personal life remained a topic of interest. Her decision to keep her surname post-divorce was seen as a symbol of her independence and strength. Her ability to balance a successful career with motherhood also earned her admiration. In a 1995 interview with the New York Times, she reflected on her early years and relationships, saying, "Each relationship taught me something valuable about myself and my journey. I have no regrets." This perspective highlighted her resilience and growth, which resonated with many of her fans. The iconic romance with Tim Robbins. In 1988, Susan Sarandon's life took a pivotal turn when she met Tim Robbins on the set of Bull Durham. Their chemistry was undeniable, both on and off screen, and it wasn't long before their relationship became a focal point for Hollywood gossip. Their romance was considered unconventional, primarily due to the 12-year age difference, but that did not deter them. Instead, their relationship flourished in the public eye, creating a power couple dynamic that was rare in Hollywood. The media's fascination with their relationship was fueled by their decision to live together and raise a family without getting married. In 1989, their first son, Jack Henry Robbins, was born. This joyous occasion was covered extensively by the press, with many applauding their decision to start a family despite not being legally wed. 3 years later, they welcomed their second son, Miles Guthrie Robbins, further solidifying their partnership. Throughout the 1990s, Sarandon and Robbins were frequently seen at industry events, award shows, and political rallies, often using their platform to advocate for social and political causes. They collaborated on several projects, including the critically acclaimed film Dead Man Walking in 1995, which Robbins directed and for which Sarandon won the Academy Award for Best Actress. Their professional collaboration was as celebrated as their personal relationship, making them one of Hollywood's most influential couples. Despite their high-profile status, they managed to keep their private life relatively shielded from the public. However, rumors about their relationship were inevitable. Stories of alleged affairs and disagreements surfaced from time to time, but they often addressed these with humor and dismissiveness. In a 1999 interview with The Guardian, Sarandon joked about the rumors, saying, "It's always amusing to read about your own affairs in the paper." The couple's commitment to each other was evident in their shared projects and public appearances. However, in 2009, after 23 years together, they announced their separation. The news came as a shock to many, sparking a wave of speculation about the reasons behind the split. The media speculated extensively, with many attributing the breakup to various unsubstantiated rumors of infidelity and growing apart. In the aftermath, both maintained a dignified silence, focusing on their careers and children. In a 2010 interview with The Telegraph, Sarandon reflected on their time together, stating, "It's been a journey. I think we both decided that it was time to move on and grow in different directions." The stirring speculation, Jonathan Bricklin. In 2010, Susan Sarandon's life took another interesting turn when she became involved in a new business venture. She co-founded Spin, a chain of ping-pong clubs, with Jonathan Bricklin and other partners. Bricklin, significantly younger than her, soon became the center of new speculation about her love life. Their professional relationship quickly turned into a close personal bond, leading to rampant rumors about a romantic involvement. At the time, Bricklin was in his early 30s, making the age difference a hot topic for tabloids. The media eagerly pounced on their public appearances and business interactions, often insinuating more than just a friendship and business partnership. Bricklin himself was not a typical Hollywood figure. The son of Malcolm Bricklin, an entrepreneur famous for bringing Subaru to America, Jonathan had a different background than most of her previous partners. This difference added another layer of intrigue to their relationship. Despite the constant media attention, both Sarandon and Bricklin were reluctant to label their relationship, often avoiding direct answers when asked by reporters. In a 2014 interview with the Daily Beast, Sarandon addressed the rumors, stating, "I don't think there's anything odd about our relationship. I think we're in each other's lives for the right reasons." This quote did little to quell the gossip, as media outlets continued to speculate about the nature of their bond. The pair were often seen together at spin events, red carpet appearances, and social gatherings, feeding the rumor mill. Despite this, they maintained a professional demeanor, focusing on their shared passion for promoting spin. Their collaboration brought ping pong into the spotlight, transforming it from a casual pastime into a trendy social activity. In 2015, during an appearance on the Ellen DeGeneres Show, Sarandon mentioned her relationship with Bricklin without giving away too much detail. She described him as a very special person in her life, but did not confirm nor deny the romantic speculations. This ambiguity only fueled more curiosity and media attention. Their dynamic was further complicated by Sarandon's candid discussions about her views on love and relationships. She often spoke about the fluidity of relationships and the importance of personal growth. In a 2016 interview with AARP, she said, "I don't think relationships should be static. People grow and change, and it's important to allow each other the space to do that." Despite their close relationship, Sarandon and Bricklin eventually parted ways. By 2018, reports indicated that they had amicably separated, choosing to focus on their individual paths. Hollywood and gossip, the pressure cooker. Her career has long been intertwined with the relentless scrutiny of Hollywood gossip. This environment has often amplified personal details, turning them into public spectacles. The media's obsession with her love life is emblematic of a broader cultural fascination with celebrity relationships. Throughout the 1990s and 2000s, tabloids thrived on sensational headlines. For Sarandon, this meant constant speculation about her personal relationships. Every public appearance, co-star interaction, and personal decision was fodder for the gossip mills. This relentless attention created an atmosphere where maintaining privacy was nearly impossible. One of the most notable aspects of this pressure cooker environment is the persistence of rumors, even in the absence of concrete evidence. The media often clings to the slightest hint of scandal, perpetuating stories that may have little basis in reality. For instance, her interactions with younger co-stars and business partners were regularly blown out of proportion. Hollywood's culture of gossip is also fueled by the industry's competitive nature. Publicists, agents, and even peers sometimes contribute to the rumor mill, either intentionally or inadvertently. For Sarandon, who has always been candid about her views on love and relationships, this environment was particularly challenging. Her openness often led to misinterpretations and exaggerated stories. In a 2006 interview with Vanity Fair, she commented on the constant speculation, saying, "People love a good story, and sometimes the truth isn't as interesting. I've learned to take it with a grain of salt." The pressure cooker environment of Hollywood also impacts the relationships themselves. The intense scrutiny constrain even the strongest partnerships. For Sarandon and Robbins, maintaining a sense of normalcy amidst the chaos was crucial. They often shielded their children from the public eye and focused on their shared values and interests. Post-separation, the gossip machine didn't slow down. Her association with Jonathan Bricklin and other younger men continued to spark rumors. Each new project or public appearance was analyzed for potential romantic undertones, perpetuating the cycle of speculation. The turning point. Susan speaks out. In 2014, Susan Sarandon reached a breaking point with the constant speculation about her personal life. Tired of the relentless rumors, she decided to address the gossip head-on. This marked a significant turning point in how she interacted with the media and the public regarding her relationships. The opportunity came during an interview with the Daily Beast. Known for her candidness, she used this platform to set the record straight about her relationship with Jonathan Bricklin. In a straightforward manner, she stated, "I don't think there's anything odd about our relationship. I think we're in each other's lives for the right reasons." This statement was one of the few times she directly addressed the rumors. This interview was a bold move. For years, Sarandon had avoided giving direct answers about her personal life, preferring to keep her private affairs out of the spotlight. By breaking her silence, she took control of the narrative. The media's response was a mixture of surprise and curiosity, with many outlets running stories that quoted her interview. Following this, she continued to speak openly about her views on relationships in various interviews. In a 2015 appearance on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, she elaborated on her relationship philosophy, emphasizing the importance of personal growth and the fluidity of relationships. She remarked, "I think you can have a relationship with somebody that changes over time, and you have to be open to that." Another significant moment came in a 2016 interview with AARP, where she discussed her breakup with Tim Robbins and her relationship with Brooklyn. She reflected on her journey, saying, "Relationships evolve, and I think it's important to allow yourself the space to grow. Sometimes that means moving in different directions." Her reflections provided a more nuanced understanding of her personal life, countering the simplistic and often sensational narratives previously presented. Despite her efforts, the media's fascination with her love life persisted. However, by speaking out, she managed to humanize herself in the eyes of the public. Her candidness and introspection resonated with many, shifting the focus from scandalous rumors to genuine personal growth and self-awareness. Her decision to address the rumors head-on was a strategic move. It allowed her to reclaim her narrative and present her side of the story. This approach not only mitigated some of the negative press, but also garnered respect from fans and media alike for her honesty and strength. In the years following her decision to speak out, she continued to be a prominent figure in Hollywood, balancing her career with her personal life. Her openness about her relationships and the challenges of maintaining them under public scrutiny provided a fresh perspective on the often one-dimensional portrayal of celebrities in the media, public reaction, and media coverage. Following her 2014 interview with the Daily Beast, social media buzzed with discussions about Susan Sarandon's comments. Fans and critics alike took to Twitter and Facebook, praising her honesty and control over the narrative. One fan tweeted, "Susan Sarandon is a class act, speaking her truth with grace and dignity." Mainstream media quickly picked up the story. Major outlets like People, Entertainment Weekly, and Vanity Fair ran articles quoting her statements. Some praised her forthrightness, while others continued to speculate about her relationships despite her clarifications. Entertainment Weekly ran a piece titled, "Susan Sarandon Sets the Record Straight," highlighting her comments and providing context about her relationships with Tim Robbins and Jonathan Brooklyn. People magazine focused on her views on relationships and personal growth, painting a picture of a strong, independent woman navigating love and fame. Vanity Fair explored the broader implications of her statements, suggesting that her candidness could influence other celebrities to be more transparent. Despite the generally positive coverage, some outlets continued to speculate. Tabloids like the National Enquirer and Star magazine ran stories filled with conjecture, often ignoring Sarandon's statements and focusing on sensational headlines. These articles perpetuated old rumors and introduced new ones, demonstrating the persistent nature of celebrity gossip. Public reaction to these tabloid stories was mixed. While some readers enjoyed the scandalous nature of the articles, others criticized the publications for their lack of respect and disregard for Sarandon's own words. The ongoing speculation underscored the challenges celebrities face in controlling their narratives. Amidst the media frenzy, Sarandon's fans remained supportive. Online forums and fan sites buzzed with discussions about her bravery and authenticity. Many shared personal anecdotes about how her films and public persona had impacted their lives. This outpouring of support reinforced her status as a beloved figure in Hollywood. In subsequent public appearances, she continued to handle questions about her personal life with poise. During a 2015 interview on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, she reiterated her views on relationships, further endearing herself to audiences. Ellen praised her for being open and honest, a sentiment echoed by many viewers. Susan's perspective on love and relationships. She has always been candid about her personal views on love and relationships, challenging traditional Hollywood norms with her refreshing and unconventional perspective. She emphasizes the importance of personal growth and the fluid nature of relationships. In a 2016 interview with AARP, she stated, "I believe that relationships should be about mutual growth. People evolve, and sometimes they evolve together, sometimes apart," reflecting her understanding that relationships are dynamic and can change over time. Sarandon often speaks about the importance of maintaining independence within a relationship. In a 2014 interview with the Daily Beast, she said, "Being with someone doesn't mean losing yourself. It's about supporting each other's growth and finding a balance," encapsulating her approach to individuality within partnerships. Her relationship with Tim Robbins, which lasted over 2 decades, exemplifies her commitment to these principles. Despite their separation, both have spoken positively about their time together and their decision to part ways. In a 2010 interview with The Telegraph, she reflected, "We had a great run. Sometimes the best way to honor a relationship is to recognize when it's time to move on." Her views on non-traditional relationships extend to her later years. Her involvement with Jonathan Bricklin, a significantly younger man, challenged societal norms and sparked debate. Sarandon remained unapologetic, highlighting the importance of connection over societal expectations. Sarandon's openness about her relationships includes discussing their challenges and misunderstandings. In a 2017 interview with Vogue, she remarked, "Relationships are complex. They're not always easy, but they're an essential part of our growth. The key is to stay true to yourself and communicate openly." Susan has learned that love is not just about the fairy tale romance, but about the quiet, steadfast moments of support and compassion. She realizes that relationships are a delicate balance of giving and receiving, requiring patience, trust, and a willingness to grow together.
Hollywood has seen many stars, but there are some that are just unforgettable. Loni Anderson, the sensational TV star who made waves in the 70s, is a clear example of a Hollywood star who is both irreplaceable and unforgettable. From 1966 to date, Loni has shown the world what it means to be a phenomenal actress. Over the years, she has risen above the storms of life and etched her name in the history of Hollywood. She may be in her 70s right now, but she looks nothing like her age, and it may surprise you to know that she is still acting. This gorgeous and talented actress has led a life that is worth emulating, and these mind-blowing facts about her will surely leave you shocked and inspired at the same time. Why she decided to teach. In the 70s and 80s, Loni was living the life of a superstar, and she was loving it. However, most people don't know what her life looked like before the fame. In her early 20s, she made certain decisions that left her on the brink of poverty, and she had no choice but to take on certain jobs to support herself and her baby. See, Loni Anderson has always been one to turn lemons into lemonades, and her attitude towards a broken marriage was not any different. Before she got famous, the actress was living a normal life. Sure, she had the makings of a superstar, but she had not caught the acting bug yet. So her focus at the time was building a family with a man she had fallen in love with, Bruce Hasselberg. The couple later welcomed a beautiful daughter, but things quickly went sour. Their marriage ended in a divorce before Loni even turned 21, and she was left to fend for herself and her baby. This was one of the most trying times in Loni's life, especially because she didn't plan on ending up alone at such a young age with such a huge responsibility. However, instead of running away from her problems, she decides to face the situation head-on. Loni made up her mind to do everything in her power to fend for her child, even if it meant taking on a teaching job. Sure, she was young, but she was also determined to build a better life for herself. The marriage may have ended, but she soon realized that she had her whole life ahead of her and she had the power to transform her life. So she took on a teaching position and poured her heart into it. As she was teaching, she also used the opportunity to complete college, knowing well that being educated will open more doors for her in future. Soon enough, she was able to earn enough to take care of herself and provide her daughter's basic needs. This phase of her life is not one that a lot of people know about, but it surely contributed to making her the resilient person she is known as today. Since then, Loni has taken every challenge that life has thrown her way and turned it around for her good. She is truly a fighter, and success is never far from people like her. More than a sex symbol. In an industry where beauty is an acceptable currency, Loni wanted to offer more than just beauty. The world saw her as a sex symbol, but she wanted more for herself. There is no denying that Loni Anderson was on top of the world in the peak years of her career, and her looks contributed greatly to her success. Her timeless beauty possessed an ethereal allure with her cascading golden locks, sparkling azure eyes that mirrored the vast skies of admiration, and a captivating smile that could light up the darkest rooms. Her curvaceous silhouette and graceful demeanor enchanted audiences and made it easy for her to stay relevant at a time when physical attractiveness was in high demand in the industry. When her star began to rise, people fell in love with her for a lot of reasons. Some loved her acting skills, while others fell in love with her looks. Her presence on screens reminded people of the likes of Jane Mansfield and Marilyn Monroe, and as much as she loved being associated with those names, there was a part of her that wanted more. Being seen as a sex symbol got her a lot of fame and attention, but she knew that she had more to offer, so she decided to do everything in her power to show her fans that her skills were mind-blowing. As her career progressed, she started working towards becoming a more versatile actress and being loved for more than just her physical looks. With every role she took on, she strategically showcased her diverse skills and made career decisions that allowed her to show the world what she was capable of. Unlike a lot of actresses who were not able to break free from the sex symbol tag, Loni strategically worked on her career until people began to see beyond her looks and endowed body. These days, when her name is mentioned in a room, people remember her as the phenomenal actress who embodied diverse roles and gave her fans performances they will never forget. It is impossible to refer to her as just a sex symbol because she has made it clear to the world that she is way more than that. She is a versatile actress who can transform herself into different characters in different genres. From drama to comedy and many more genres, Loni Anderson has been unstoppable over the years. You would agree that it takes a certain level of stubbornness and persistence for a celebrity to change the image that people have of them. Loni Anderson stopped at nothing till she became the actress that she dreamed of becoming, and her tenacity inspires several women till date. Bold advocate. When she came into the industry, it wasn't just about the glitz and glam for her. She had her eyes set on more. She wasn't just here to be a famous actress. She wanted to be a trailblazer, a force to be reckoned with in the industry. One look at Loni Anderson's career exploits, and one can tell that the actress has always been determined to empower women and speak up when she felt like women were treated unfairly. She was not just your average Hollywood starlet, but a fierce advocate for equal opportunities and a champion for women everywhere. From the pinnacle of her career to the present day, she's been on a relentless mission to support and uplift her fellow women. It's like she took a superhero oath to fight for equality, and boy, did she deliver. There is no denying that unequal pay has been the thorn in the side of the entertainment industry for ages. But when Loni Anderson strolled in, she wasn't having any of it. She rolled up her sleeves, fixed her gaze on the inequality bullseye, and declared war. Loni became a trailblazer in demanding equal pay, making waves as one of the first female celebs to throw down the gauntlet on WKRP in Cincinnati. In a world where the pay gap was as wide as the Grand Canyon, Loni stood tall and said, "Enough is enough." But she didn't just stop at demanding equal pay. She became a beacon of empowerment for women everywhere. Her actions echoed louder than any script she ever delivered. Loni Anderson wasn't just another actress. She was a fierce advocate for change, a catalyst for a shift in the status quo. Fast forward to today, and Loni's legacy is etched in the annals of Hollywood. She's not just a name on the Walk of Fame, she's a symbol of resilience, a reminder that one person can spark a revolution. In a world where inequality still rears its ugly head, Loni Anderson, her life shows what happens when a woman possesses the power of determination, when a woman refuses to let the spotlight dim the fire within her. She raises awareness for cancer research and COPD. If there is someone who believes that her voice makes a difference, it's Loni Anderson. Over the years, the actress has spoken boldly and supported causes that matter to her regardless of what people have said. Clearly, there's so much more to this lady than meets the eye. Not many people know this about the actress, but Loni, the powerhouse herself, boldly stepped into the ring against breast cancer, and she beat it. Yep, she didn't just beat it, she gave it a knockout punch. But instead of just sipping margaritas by the beach after her victory, she decided to dive headfirst into the world of advocacy. This incredible woman raised her voice like a rock star for cancer research. She became a beacon of hope, shining a light on the importance of awareness. And let's not forget the cold, hard cash needed to fund the research that can save lives. She selflessly donated to this cause. She would have easily used the money to acquire luxurious items for herself, just like a lot of celebrities do, but she decided that it was better to put her funds into a project that would better the lives of others and help people that have cancer. Knowing that she was contributing to cancer research gave her a sense of fulfillment and purpose. Interestingly, Loni Anderson didn't stop at just one fight. Nope, she grabbed the mic again, this time for COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Why, you ask? Well, it turns out her parents were in a serious relationship with cigarettes, and it affected their health so much that they ended up with COPD. Loni saw the toll it took on her family, and she made up her mind not to let others go through what her folks endured. It's safe to say that Loni Anderson is the unsung hero fighting battles off-screen, using her voice not just to entertain but to make a real difference in the world. Whether it's cancer or COPD, she's there, a fierce advocate with a heart as big as Hollywood. She's proving that a glamorous Hollywood life can come with a side of meaningful impact. Resilient through the storms. Now, we've all heard tales of celebrities who crumble under the weight of fame, but not Loni. She's got a determination and perseverance that could give anyone in the entertainment industry a run for their money. The road she's traveled has been anything but smooth, marked by challenges and a fair share of highly publicized, tumultuous relationships that had the tabloids working overtime. One of the most challenging phases of her life was her high-profile marriage to Reynolds in 1988. It started off like a Hollywood fairy tale, blissful moments, an adopted son named Quentin, but the script quickly flipped. The fairy tale turned into a roller coaster, hurtling towards a nasty divorce in 1993 that left both stars with their reputations hanging by a thread. And you know what the beautiful thing is? Despite the relentless scrutiny and public fallout, Loni Anderson didn't crumble. Nope, not her. She found a way to rise above it all, navigating through the stormy seas of tabloid chaos with an admirable grace. Imagine the headlines, the whispers, the judgment. It's enough to shake anyone to their core, but not Loni. She stood tall, weathering the storms of tumultuous marriages and personal problems with a resilience that's truly awe-inspiring. Her career may have faced some turbulence along the way, but she emerged from the chaos with her spirit unbroken. She is like an unsinkable ship sailing through the unpredictable waters of fame, through marriages that made headlines and personal struggles that would make anyone falter. She not only endured, but triumphed. In a town where the spotlight can burn, Loni's resilience shines like a beacon, proving that sometimes the most beautiful stars are the ones that withstand the toughest storms. This Hollywood legend has shown us the true meaning of grace under pressure. She spread her wings. Many people know Loni as an actress, but not many people know that this sensational actress has also worked as a producer. From the very beginning of her career, Loni made a conscious effort to stand out. In a town where everyone's vying for the spotlight, she found her own spotlight and shone brilliantly. It wasn't just about the looks or the charisma. It was about that extra something that made Loni uniquely herself. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Loni Anderson wasn't content with just being in front of the camera. No, she decided to spread her wings and venture into the world of production. Now that takes guts. Imagine stepping out of the comfort zone of being a celebrated actress to take charge behind the scenes. One of her notable ventures into production was the TV movie White Hot: The Mysterious Murder of Thelma Todd, where she not only starred, but also wore the producer's hat. It's one thing to take on a challenging role, but it's a whole different ballgame to oversee the entire production. Yet, Loni wasn't one to shy away from challenges. She embraced them. But Loni Anderson didn't stop there. She went on to produce another TV movie titled Sorry, Wrong Number, showcasing not only her acting prowess, but also her knack for bringing compelling stories to the screen. It's a bold move to invest not just your talent, but your time and resources into creating your own works. And that's exactly what Loni did. And let's not forget her foray into sitcom production with Easy Street. It's like she said, "Why settle for just one role when I can wear multiple hats?" She took charge, made decisions, and brought her creative vision to life. Loni Anderson didn't just follow the Hollywood script, she wrote her own. From captivating audiences as an actress to making waves as a producer, she's proven that true greatness lies in the courage to stand out and take charge. This Hollywood icon is not just a star on the screen, but a force behind it, rewriting the rules and leaving her mark in the industry. Staying relevant in the industry. A lot of people believe that when an actress gets older, it becomes difficult for such an actress to survive in the industry. This is because younger actresses are usually prioritized when it comes to acting opportunities, but Loni's story has been different over the years, and at over 78 years young, Loni is still very much a force to be reckoned with in the entertainment industry. Now, that's not just impressive, it's downright inspiring. She hasn't let age become a roadblock. Instead, she's turned it into a stepping stone to showcase that talent knows no expiration date. While others might be contemplating retirement, Loni remains an active and vibrant presence in the industry. She has refused to slow down because there's still so much to explore and share. Her commitment to her craft is nothing short of admirable. What's even more remarkable is that she's not just sitting pretty, she's diving headfirst into various projects. Television appearances? Check. Charity events? Absolutely. Loni Anderson isn't just relevant. She's an integral part of the entertainment landscape, proving that age is but a number. Interestingly, she's slated to feature in a Lifetime film, Ladies of the 80s, A Diva's Christmas. Loni isn't just making appearances, she's securing leading roles and keeping the audience hooked with her undeniable charm and talent. In a world that often dismisses seasoned actresses, Loni Anderson is a beacon of resilience and tenacity. She's showing the industry and the world that there's so much more to offer beyond the stereotypes associated with age. Every day that passes by, she proves that staying relevant isn't about fighting against time, but dancing with it, embracing every chapter of life, and showing that the spotlight belongs to those who continue to shine, no matter how many candles are on their birthday cake. A selfless philanthropist. You know, Loni Anderson isn't just a fantastic actress, she's got a heart of gold too. One mind-blowing fact about her is that she's been making a real impact through her philanthropic endeavors. It's not just about the glitz and glamour of Hollywood for her. She's dedicated to making a positive difference. One shining example of her commitment is the Celebrity Recognition Award she received from the American Cancer Society. Now picture this, Loni, not just gracing our screens with her talent, but also being recognized for her efforts in the fight against cancer. This award isn't just a shiny trophy, it represents the tireless work she's put into supporting cancer-related causes. It's like a big thumbs up from the universe, acknowledging her significant contributions. You can almost see her not just as a TV icon, but as a real-life hero, standing up for something bigger than herself. And it doesn't stop there. Loni's involvement in philanthropy goes beyond awards and recognition. She's actively working to make the world a better place, showing that kindness is just as glamorous as any Hollywood premiere. It's like she's using her fame not just to shine in the spotlight, but also to shine a light on important causes. Loni Anderson is not just a talented actress, but also a compassionate soul making waves in the world of philanthropy. It's a side of her that adds an extra layer of awe and admiration to the person we see on our screens. And who knows, maybe she's inspiring others to take up the mantle of doing good in their own way. Loni is not just entertaining us, but also for making the world a better place, one award and one act of kindness at a time. She was honored in a special way. In 1986, Loni Anderson, the actress we all know and love, got the Hollywood treatment. No, not another blockbuster movie. something even more iconic. She got her very own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Now, imagine strolling down that legendary sidewalk, surrounded by the glitz and glamour of Tinseltown. As you walk, you spot Loni's star shining brightly among the countless others. It's like a glittering constellation in the concrete jungle of Hollywood, and she earned her place there. This prestigious honor showed her outstanding contributions to the entertainment industry. It's not just about being a talented actress, it's about leaving an indelible mark that stands the test of time, and Loni did just that. So that star isn't just a piece of sidewalk bling, it's a symbol of a career that's captured our hearts and stood out in the vast landscape of showbiz. It's like a permanent applause for all those unforgettable moments she shared with us on screen. Getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame is like etching your name in the history of Hollywood, and Loni Anderson did it in style. Her career has spanned for over 7 decades. Imagine the entertainment industry as a glamorous, high-stakes arena where dreams are chased and hearts are broken. Many aspire to enter, but only a few make it through the audition room, and even fewer manage to stay relevant for decades. Loni Anderson? Well, she's one of those few who not only entered the scene, but left a remarkable legacy, carving a path that's lasted over 7 decades. To survive and thrive in the entertainment industry is like navigating a roller coaster of highs and lows, and Loni's career is the embodiment of this wild ride. It's not just about talent, it's about the tenacity to weather the storms, the patience to endure the slow climbs, and the courage to keep pushing forward when the spotlight seems a distant dream. Think about it, she didn't just burst onto the scene and disappear after a brief moment of fame. Nope. When the going got tough, Loni kept on pushing. Whether it was the early days when her career was taking baby steps or the pinnacle of her fame, she demonstrated an unparalleled determination to not just survive but thrive. And here's the beauty of it, she didn't just rest on her laurels once she hit the big time. Instead, she used her newfound fame to develop the skills and character traits necessary to sustain her position in the industry. It's like she turned every challenge into an opportunity for growth, evolving with the industry and staying relevant through the ever-changing tides of showbiz. Loni Anderson's career is not just a resume, it's a saga of passion, persistence, and an unwavering commitment to the craft. It's safe to say that she's a living legend.
Grace Kelly, fishing an emerald bracelet out of a fish tank while completely nude. It's not a scene from one of her famous films, but a real-life moment that exposed her secret affair. The Princess of Monaco wasn't always royal, and her path to the throne was paved with scandals and secrets. Buckle up as we dive into the juicy details of Grace Kelly's most shocking indiscretion. The rising star. She was born on November 12, 1929 in Philadelphia. The third of 4 children, Grace Patricia Kelly grew up in a wealthy family. Her father, John B. Kelly Sr., was an Olympic gold medalist in rowing, winning 3 gold medals in the 1920 and 1924 Olympics. He later became a successful businessman in the brickmaking industry, amassing a fortune of over $200 million in today's currency. Her mother, Margaret Catherine Major, was the first woman to head the physical education department at the University of Pennsylvania. The Kelly household was strict and achievement-oriented, with Grace often feeling overshadowed by her athletic siblings. At age 12, Grace acted in her first play, Don't Feed the Animals, at the Old Academy Players in East Falls. This early experience sparked her passion for acting. Throughout her teens, she participated in school plays and local theater productions, often taking on challenging roles beyond her years. In 1947, at 18, she moved to New York City to pursue her dreams. She enrolled at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, paying her own tuition by modeling on the side. Her modeling work included appearances in magazines like Cosmopolitan and TV commercials for Old Gold cigarettes and Bayer aspirin. She earned $400 a week from modeling, a substantial sum at the time. During her time at the Academy, Grace studied under renowned acting coach Sanford Meisner, who helped shape her naturalistic acting style. She also took dance lessons and worked on perfecting her diction, determined to lose her Philadelphia accent. Her first big break came in 1949 when she debuted on Broadway in The Father by August Strindberg. Though the play ran for only 69 performances, it caught the attention of Hollywood producers. Critics praised her luminous quality, foreshadowing her future screen presence. In 1951, she made her film debut in 14 Hours, playing a small role as Louise Ann Fuller. The part lasted only 2 minutes on screen, but it was enough to get her noticed. Director Henry Hathaway later said, "There was something very special about her. She was graceful, gracious, and projected an inner calm." Her breakthrough came in 1952 when she starred opposite Gary Cooper in High Noon. The film was a massive success, winning 4 Academy Awards. Grace's performance as Amy Fowler Kane earned her critical acclaim and opened doors in Hollywood. The New York Times praised her bravely gallant and strong performance, highlighting her ability to hold her own against the veteran Cooper. During this time, she dated several high-profile men, including Clark Gable and Ray Milland. However, she kept her personal life private, cultivating an image of elegance and sophistication. She was often seen at the Stork Club, a popular celebrity haunt, but always maintained a dignified presence. In a rare interview from that period, Grace said, "I think it's because I was brought up believing it was graceless to talk about yourself and immodest to call attention to yourself." This reticence only added to her mystique and appeal. By 1953, at just 24 years old, Grace had become one of Hollywood's most sought-after actresses. She signed a 7-year contract with MGM, worth $750 per week with built-in raises. The American Academy Romance. In 1947, Grace Kelly began her studies at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York City. The prestigious school, founded in 1884, had already produced stars like Spencer Tracy and Lauren Bacall. During her time at the Academy, she met Don Richardson, a 30-year-old instructor. Richardson, married but separated, taught acting and directed student productions. Despite their 12-year age gap, the two quickly developed a close relationship. Grace excelled in her studies, earning praise from instructors and fellow students alike. In her second year, she played the lead in the Academy's production of The Philadelphia Story, a role that would later become iconic in her film career. Richardson, impressed by her talent and beauty, began to mentor her closely. Their relationship soon turned romantic, though they kept it discreet due to the school's policies and Richardson's marital status. In a later interview, Richardson recalled, "Grace was not the naive, sheltered girl many thought. She was a determined young woman who knew what she wanted." Her time at the Academy was marked by hard work and ambition. She took on various jobs to support herself, including modeling for the Walter Thornton Agency and working as a photographer's assistant. The relationship with Richardson continued to deepen, becoming a significant part of her early adult life. It was her first serious romance, and it would later play a crucial role in shaping her approach to relationships. By the time Grace graduated from the Academy in 1949, she had not only honed her acting skills, but also experienced her first taste of the complex romantic entanglements that would later define her personal life. Family disapproval. In 1950, Grace Kelly brought Don Richardson home to Philadelphia to meet her family. The Kellys, a prominent Irish Catholic household, lived in a stately brick mansion in the East Falls neighborhood. Her father, Jack Kelly, was a self-made millionaire and former Olympic rower. Her mother, Margaret, was a former model and swimming instructor. The family, including 3 siblings, adhered to strict Catholic values. The meeting was tense from the start. Jack Kelly, known for his blunt manner, immediately took issue with Richardson. He was 12 years older than Grace, still legally married and Jewish. All red flags for the conservative Kellys. During dinner, Jack Kelly reportedly asked Richardson pointed questions about his background and intentions. Her mother, Margaret, remained politely distant throughout the evening. Grace's older sister, Peggy, later recalled, "Father was furious. He couldn't believe she would bring home someone so unsuitable." The family's disapproval was clear. Jack Kelly allegedly told her, "No daughter of mine will be involved with a divorced man, let alone a Jew." This rejection deeply upset Grace, who had hoped her family would see beyond their prejudices. She stood by Richardson, causing a rift with her parents that would take months to heal. Despite the family's objections, she continued her relationship with Richardson in New York. She balanced her budding acting career with her romance, often sneaking away from auditions to meet him. The conflict with her family over Richardson marked one of the first times Grace openly defied her parents' wishes. It showcased her independence and willingness to follow her heart, traits that would define her throughout her life. This period of tension lasted several months, during which she had limited contact with her family. She threw herself into her work, landing small roles in television and theater productions. Grace's other suitors. As Grace Kelly's star rose in Hollywood, so did her list of admirers. Between 1951 and 1955, she was linked to several high-profile men, each adding to her growing reputation as a desirable leading lady. One of her early romances was with the debonair Oleg Cassini, a fashion designer who dressed Hollywood's elite. Cassini, 15 years her senior, proposed marriage in 1954. She accepted but later broke off the engagement, citing family pressure. In 1953, during the filming of Mogambo, she had a brief affair with Clark Gable. Gable, then 52, was captivated by the 24-year-old actress. Their on-set romance was an open secret, with co-star Ava Gardner later quipping, "Grace was the only woman I ever knew who slept with her makeup on." Another notable suitor was Claudius Charles Philippe, the charismatic banquet manager of the Waldorf Astoria Hotel. Philippe, known for his connections in high society, courted Grace with extravagant gestures and introduced her to New York's elite social circles. Perhaps the most intriguing of her paramours was Ali Khan, a wealthy playboy and son of the Aga Khan III. Khan, fresh from his divorce from Rita Hayworth, pursued Grace relentlessly. Their affair was discreet but intense, with Khan showering her with expensive gifts. During this period, she also dated Ray Milland, her co-star in Dial M for Murder. Their relationship caused a scandal as Milland was married at the time. Her dating life became fodder for gossip columns. Hedda Hopper, a famous Hollywood columnist, once wrote, "Grace Kelly's romances are as varied as her film roles. One wonders which will lead to a lasting performance." Despite the attention on her love life, Grace maintained a public image of sophistication and discretion. She rarely commented on her relationships, once telling a reporter, "A woman's private life should remain private." In late 1951, Grace Kelly received a stunning emerald bracelet. The piece was exquisite, a gold band studded with large, vivid green emeralds. Its value was estimated at over $5,000, a small fortune at the time. The bracelet's origin became a subject of speculation. Many believed it was a gift from Ali Khan, known for his lavish presents to lovers. Khan had a habit of giving similar jewelry to his paramours, often recycling designs. Grace wore the bracelet sparingly, aware of its potential to spark gossip. She was seen with it at a few Hollywood parties, always deflecting questions about its provenance. During a fitting for High Noon in 1952, costume designer Edith Head noticed the bracelet. Head later recalled, "It was too opulent for a young actress's salary. I knew it must have come from an admirer." The bracelet became a secret symbol of her hidden romantic life. She kept it in a locked jewelry box in her apartment, away from prying eyes. In March 1952, Grace attended a charity gala wearing the bracelet. Gossip columnist Luella Parsons noted in her column, "Miss Kelly's new emerald bracelet caused quite a stir. One wonders who the generous benefactor might be." The jeweler who created the bracelet, wishing to remain anonymous, described it years later. "It was a custom piece designed to catch the light. Whoever commissioned it wanted to make a statement." Grace's close friend, actress Rita Gam, once asked about the bracelet. Grace reportedly smiled and said, "A lady never tells, darling." The fateful evening. On a crisp autumn evening in 1952, Grace Kelly invited Don Richardson to her New York apartment. She had just finished filming Mogambo and was back in the city for a brief stay. The apartment, located on East 66th Street, was a small but elegantly furnished one-bedroom. She had decorated it herself, mixing antiques with modern pieces. Richardson arrived around 8 p.m., bringing a bottle of champagne to celebrate Grace's recent success. The couple had been seeing each other less frequently due to her busy filming schedule. Grace greeted him wearing a simple black dress, her hair loose around her shoulders. What caught Richardson's eye, however, was the emerald bracelet glinting on her wrist. The evening began pleasantly. They shared a light dinner Grace had prepared, a salad and cold chicken, a recipe she'd learned from her mother. After dinner, they moved to the small living room. She put on a record, Frank Sinatra's "I've Got You Under My Skin," and poured more champagne. As they talked, Grace seemed distracted, frequently touching the emerald bracelet. Richardson later recalled, she kept fiddling with it, almost nervously. Around 10 p.m., she excused herself to change. When she returned, she was wearing nothing but the emerald bracelet. This bold move was uncharacteristic of the usually reserved Grace. The confrontation. Richardson, who had been in a relationship with Kelly for several months, noticed a distinctive emerald bracelet she was wearing. He recognized it as similar to one he had seen on another woman at a party. That woman had mentioned it was a gift from Ali Khan, a well-known playboy and international socialite. When Richardson questioned Kelly about the bracelet's origin, she was unable to provide a satisfactory explanation. This led to a heated discussion about their relationship and Kelly's involvement with other men, particularly Ali Khan. The confrontation resulted in the end of Kelly and Richardson's relationship. Richardson, feeling betrayed, broke things off with Kelly. Grace's primary concern following the breakup was likely protecting her public image and burgeoning career. As a rising star in Hollywood, she was acutely aware of the potential damage that personal scandals could cause. In the days and weeks following the incident, Grace continued her work in Hollywood without any public hint of personal turmoil. She maintained her carefully cultivated image of elegance and purity, which was crucial to her appeal as an actress. The bracelet incident, while significant in her personal life, did not impact her professional trajectory. Grace's career continued to flourish, suggesting that she was adept at separating her private affairs from her public persona, Hollywood Ascent. In the wake of the bracelet incident, Grace Kelly threw herself into her work. 1953 saw her star rise meteorically in Hollywood, transforming her from a promising newcomer to a bona fide A-list celebrity. Her performance in Mogambo alongside Clark Gable and Ava Gardner earned her first Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. The film, directed by John Ford, was a romantic adventure set in Africa. It grossed over $8 million at the box office, a substantial sum for the time. On set, director John Ford praised Grace's professionalism. "She's always prepared, always on time," he told reporters. A director's dream. Ford, known for his gruff demeanor, rarely gave such effusive praise, making his words all the more impactful in Hollywood circles. In rapid succession, she appeared in 5 films in 1954, an incredible feat that demonstrated her work ethic and versatility as an actress. Dial M for Murder, directed by Alfred Hitchcock, was her first collaboration with the master of suspense. The Thriller, in which she played a woman marked for murder by her husband, made $2.7 million domestically. Hitchcock was impressed by Grace's ability to project vulnerability and strength simultaneously. Rear Window, another Hitchcock classic, followed. Her chemistry with James Stewart was palpable, and the film earned $5.3 million at the box office. Her character, Lisa Fremont, became a fashion icon, with women across America clamoring to emulate her elegant style. Edith Head, the costume designer, said, "Never have I worked with someone who knew so instinctively what worked for her on screen." The country girl proved to be Grace's defining role. Playing against type as Georgie Elgin, the dowdy wife of an alcoholic, she stunned critics and audiences alike. To prepare for the role, she spent time observing the wives of alcoholics in support groups, bringing a raw authenticity to her performance. Variety praised her eloquent portrayal, calling it a tour de force. The film grossed $6.5 million, impressive for a dramatic piece without action or adventure elements. On March 30th, 1955, she won the Academy Award for Best Actress for The Country Girl. At 25, she was one of the youngest winners in that category. The ceremony, held at the RKO Pantages Theater in Hollywood, was a star-studded affair. She beat out stiff competition, including Judy Garland, who many had considered the favorite for A Star is Born. In her acceptance speech, Grace said, "The thrill of this moment keeps me from saying what I really feel." The audience gave her a standing ovation that lasted nearly a full minute. Behind the scenes, she worked tirelessly. She often spent 14-hour days on set, followed by hours memorizing lines for her next role. She was known to arrive on set before dawn, often beating the crew to prepare for her scenes. By the end of 1955, Grace had become one of Hollywood's highest-paid actresses, commanding $100,000 per film. This put her in the same league as established stars like Marilyn Monroe and Elizabeth Taylor. She had also successfully buried any whispers of scandal, her public image untarnished by her private affairs. In just 3 years, she had gone from a relative unknown to an Oscar-winning superstar, setting the stage for what many expected to be a long and illustrious career in cinema. The Hitchcock years and royal destiny. In 1955, Grace Kelly's collaboration with Alfred Hitchcock reached its peak with To Catch a Thief. Filmed on the French Riviera, it grossed $8.75 million worldwide. The film's success was due in large part to the chemistry between Grace and her co-star, Cary Grant. Hitchcock utilized the stunning locations and her elegance to create a visually sumptuous film that audiences flocked to see. Hitchcock praised Grace's acting, saying, She's the only actress I've worked with who has a complete understanding of the frame." This high praise from the notoriously perfectionist director spoke volumes about her technical skill and screen presence. Hitchcock would later admit that Grace was his favorite actress to work with, citing her intelligence and ability to take direction. During the Cannes Film Festival in May 1955, Grace met Prince Rainier III of Monaco. The meeting, arranged by Olivia de Havilland, lasted only 15 minutes, but would change the course of her life. She was in Cannes to promote To Catch a Thief and represent the U.S. delegation at the festival. The brief encounter with Rainier was initially seen as nothing more than a photo opportunity. In December, Rainier visited the U.S. on a tour to bolster American support for his small principality. He reconnected with Grace in Philadelphia, where he was a guest at the Kelly family home. After just 3 days, Rainier proposed to her with a Cartier engagement ring featuring a 10.47-carat emerald-cut diamond. The whirlwind romance caught the public's imagination, with newspapers dubbing it a real-life fairy tale. MGM, seeing a publicity opportunity, agreed to pay the $2 million dowry demanded by Monaco. They also negotiated to film the wedding, resulting in the documentary The Wedding in Monaco. This savvy move by the studio turned what could have been a loss, Grace leaving acting, into a publicity coup. Her last film, High Society, wrapped in January 1956. A musical remake of The Philadelphia Story, it co-starred Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra. The film would gross $13 million, becoming her highest-grossing picture. It was a bittersweet experience for her, knowing it would be her final Hollywood role. On April 18, 1956, Grace Kelly married Prince Rainier in a lavish ceremony watched by an estimated 30 million television viewers. The event was dubbed the Wedding of the Century by the press. Monaco declared a national holiday, and the celebration lasted for 2 days. The wedding required 2 ceremonies, a civil ceremony on April 18th and a religious one on April 19th. Grace's wedding dress, designed by Helen Rose of MGM, used 25 yards of silk taffeta and 100 yards of silk net. The dress took 30 seamstresses 6 weeks to complete and has since inspired countless bridal gowns, including that of Kate Middleton. After the wedding, Grace retired from acting at age 26. She had made only 11 films in her 7-year career, but her impact on cinema was undeniable. Her decision to leave Hollywood at the height of her fame was shocking to many, with some predicting she would eventually return to acting. In her final press conference as an actress, she stated, "I'm not leaving Hollywood. I'm simply going to a new kind of acting." This cryptic statement left the door open for speculation about her future involvement in the arts. As Princess of Monaco, she focused on charity work and cultural initiatives. She established the Princess Grace Foundation to support local artisans and artists. Grace also worked to modernize Monaco's constitution and economy, helping to transform the principality from a sleepy tax haven to a modern state. Despite her new role, Grace never completely left the world of entertainment. She narrated documentary films, gave poetry readings, and even considered a return to acting in 1977 for Hitchcock's The Short Night. However, public opinion in Monaco against their princess returning to acting ultimately led her to decline the role.